Tune in again next week for our next edition of North Dakota Hockey Central. Until then, on behalf of all of us at Midco SN, I'm Alex Seinert. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the Ralph.
Movie time starts right now, on demand.
You got to be miles away from here for dawn. Harriet, now you're mine.
I'm gonna be free or die.
Born into slavery.
I made up my mind, I'm going back.
Destined to change a nation.
I would give every last drop of blood in my veins. Harriet! Until this monster called slavery is dead.
Harriet, her time is now. The newest movies are in your home with Movies on Demand.
Summit League Basketball is live on Midco Sports Network.
This season looks to be yet another fun ride with some new favorites fighting for the top spot and all the old rivalries still in play.
From live coverage throughout the season to team insights and player profiles on our social media channels, no one covers the Summit League like Midco Sports Network.
Check out our live schedule online at midcosn.com and join us for another year of great Summit League basketball on Midco Sports Network.
I'm Alex Seinert, and this is UND Hockey on Midco Sports Network. Welcome inside Ralph Engelstad Arena in Grand Forks for Midco Sports Network's coverage of NCAA hockey. Tonight, the penultimate weekend of the NCHC regular season gets underway as the third-ranked North Dakota Fighting Hawks play host to the 16th-ranked Broncos from Western Michigan. Great to have you with us tonight for a top 20 clash here at the Ralph alongside former UND goaltender Jake Brantz. I'm Alex Seinert. Jake, here we go. 4 games left in the regular season. A big series tonight between two teams with so much to play for. UND fighting for a Penrose Cup, Western Michigan trying to clinch home ice with a shot to make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, it's a big series for both of these clubs. Obviously, Western Michigan, if they come in here, have some success, helps them not only in the NCHC standings, but also in the pairwise, and that's really a pivotal point for them as they continue to climb up there. They've been red hot in their last 12 games, just 9-1-2 as they come in here. So this is a team that's playing exceptionally well.
Both of these teams feature high-powered offenses, the top 2 offenses in the conference, led by 2 of the biggest stars in the league, Jordan Kawaguchi, who's back after missing Game 2 against St. Cloud State, and Wade Allison, who's finally healthy for this Western Michigan club.
Yeah, that's a big lift for North Dakota to get Kawaguchi back into the lineup, and obviously you don't have to look very far to see the success that Western Michigan has when Wade Allison is healthy and in the lineup. And like I said, this team is playing exceptionally well. North Dakota a little banged up, so there's a lot of question marks here tonight. It's going to be a tough series.
UND did get the sweep out in Kalamazoo back in December, but as you said, shoe on a different foot in terms of injuries coming in here this weekend. When we come back, more to come in the build-up to game number 1. We'll hear from UND head coach Brad Berry right after this.
One in 9 North Dakotans, that's about 97,000 individuals, seek out food assistance every year. The Great Plains Food Bank partnered with the North Dakota Farmers Union insurance folks to raise a little over about 9,000 pounds of food. That provided about 8,900 meals across North Dakota. Not only do they insure the communities that they work with, they also invest in those communities by giving back statewide.
The National Collegiate Hockey Conference, home to where historical greatness intersects with new tradition. Dreams are fulfilled and champions are made. Innovation and leadership are a priority. A player's passion and a fan's love for the game meet. Leaders develop and future professionals compete. Home to 4 straight national champions. This is the National Collegiate Hockey Conference.
When you simplify, you have more time for life. Simplify your life with Hugo's Wine and Spirits. When it's game day, Hugo's Wine and Spirits has the winning game plan for your next get-together with all your favorite wine, liquors, and beer. Add an assist from Hugo's Deli for appetizers and snacks, and you've got an unbeatable combination your team will love.
Wine and spirits. We put the good in the good times.
We are closing in on puck drop here before game number 1 between North Dakota and Western Michigan. Time now for Home of Economy Coach's comments. Standing by with UND head coach Brad Berry, here's the third member of our broadcast team, Katie Hale.
Thanks so much, Alex. Coach, you are facing a much different Broncos team than the one you swept on the road earlier this season. They were missing many key players. They're a much stronger team. What do you expect out of them tonight?
Yeah, they were missing 3 of their guys that are pretty good offensive players. They're back in their lineup. You know, they're 9-2-1 in their last 10, so they're playing some pretty good hockey. So, again, it doesn't change what we do. Obviously it's one of those things that's coming to the end of the year here. There's some goals in front of us that we want to get to. We know we have a very good team coming in here, and we got to make sure that we're ready right away.
You talked about last weekend's series, which was a tough road series against St. Cloud, and really pointed to the fact that penalties were really the game changer for you. You were controlling the puck and the play in regular, when you were 5-on-5. So tonight, you have to play aggressive. This is a Broncos team that likes to play aggressive. How do you stay out of the box?
Well, I think it's one of those things. You were exactly dead on as far as the penalties. I didn't think we took a whole lot, but when we did, we took 1 5-minute major each night. It's fine taking a 2-minute minor penalty. You can get through that, but 5-minute majors, it drains the tank on the energy. Some guys don't get to play, and it gives an opportunity for 5 minutes the other team to try to score a goal. Got to make sure that we don't take any 5-minute majors, but yet still be aggressive.
Absolutely. Well, last regular home series, Coach, good luck. We'll see you after the game.
Yeah, thanks, Katie.
Well, and Alex, North Dakota has the opportunity to at the very least, clinch a tie of the regular season championship and the Penrose Cup. However, as Coach mentioned, they're going to have to get through a very strong Broncos team who are 9-2-1 in their last 12 games.
That's right, Katie. Big opportunity for UND against a good Western Michigan team here tonight. Stick around. Puck drop for game number 1 between UND and Western is coming up right after this here on Midcoast Sports Network.
Whether it's helping employees beat the flu or helping dogs and cats find a forever home, keeping North Dakota well means knowing North Dakota well. And nobody knows it better than Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota account manager Katie Vidal. She meets with our members every day and looks after rescue animals at Furry Friends. For her, it's all about community and pitching in with a helping hand or paw. It's health insurance North Dakota style.
You already know PS Garage Doors is your go-to for new and innovative garage door solutions. But if you realize you don't have enough room behind those doors, then today PS stands for Perfect Storage. That's right, PS Garage Doors now features multiple size storage units available for rent, ranging from 5x10 to 12x25. Our units are clean, watertight, and ready for you at our new location in the Grand Forks Industrial Park. Visit us online at psgaragedoors.com, on Facebook, or give us a call at 772-DOOR.
Don't drive all over town looking for a place to service your import. Broughton's Quality Auto Service is Grand Forks' #1 import repair shop. Broughton specializes in Audi, Volvo, BMW, and Volkswagen. Schedule an appointment online at broughtonsauto.com. And don't forget about our 10% student and military discount. Broughton's Quality Auto Service, now with 2 locations. We work hard to make things easier for import owners like you.
This is Ralph Engelstad Arena, home to nearly 12,000 eager to witness their team get back to their usual winning ways after a rare stumble last weekend. The REA has been good to UND this season. They've lost just once inside these walls in their last 19 games. In net for North Dakota tonight, not Peter Tomey, who had started each of the previous 7 games. Instead, Bradbury turning back to Adam Shield for game number 1. The sophomore has not played in over a month, but he still leads the conference in goals against average. The change in goal, not the only big call made by the 50-year head coach tonight. The 2016 National Coach of the Year has had to shuffle the pack a bit because of injury. Brad has made all the right calls so far this season, though, so bet against him with caution. In goal tonight for Western Michigan, freshman Brandon Bussey, the New York native, won the goaltending job in preseason. He has not relinquished it, starting every game for this Broncos team but one. His head coach, the venerable Andy Murray, now in year 9 behind the Western bench. Prior to this stint, Murray coached the NHL for 2 decades, including 10 combined seasons as the head man of the Kings and the Blues. Finalist for the NCHC Coach of the Year last year, an award that he won back in 2017. North Dakota, Western Michigan, game number 1 here from the Ralph, second to last weekend in the regular season, and we are underway. Alongside Jake Brandt and Katie Hale down on ice level, I'm Alex Henner. Great to have you with us on a Friday night from Grand Forks. North Dakota in the home white and green, Western Michigan in the road black and gold. And right off the bat, Colton Pullman, quick shot, forcing Bussey into a save. UND coming into this contest off a tie and a loss at St. Cloud State, just the second series loss all season for the Fighting Hawks. The first one coming way back in October to Minnesota State. As you see the line scrolling across the top of your screen, Jake, you mentioned injuries at the beginning. That's forced Bradbury to make some changes. 3 of his 4 forward lines different than what we've seen recently because of those guys who are banged up tonight.
Well, for sure, and Andy Murray's a happy man because the guy that he doesn't, he respects but doesn't like going against is Cole Smith. He's out of the lineup for North Dakota tonight. So much was made of the advantage when North Dakota's at home with that shutdown line of Cole Smith, Mark Sennin, and Gavin Hain, who still is sidelined with injury.
Oh, chance in front, Kawaguchi right at Bussey, who's forced to make another save. Third stop in the early goings. We'll get to those Western lines in just a moment. First, though, a chance to check in on keys to the game brought to you by the University of North Dakota. What stands out to you tonight about Game 1, Jake?
Well, if Western Michigan's going to come in here on the road, have some success, I do think they need to limit those penalties. It's a penalty-killing unit that has struggled this year. For North Dakota, they have to be solid on defense. This is a team that likes to go north. They play hard, fast. It's a great style of hockey. Love the way they play, but with North Dakota to have success, it's keeping the bodies in front of you. But then if you're able to intercept those passes, stretch plays, you got to transition very quick and try create scoring opportunities off the odd man rush.
Good stuff to watch for in this matchup tonight. 2 of the top 3 in the NCHC going at it. You see the lines for the Broncos scrolling across the top. Exact same lineup as Andy Murray employed last week against Duluth. UMD splitting with Western in Kalamazoo. An impressive 5-3 comeback for the Broncos on Friday night. Saturday, a goalie duel, 2-1, and the game winner scored off the stick of Cam Lee. An awkward bounce in front of the cage that Brandon Bussey was unable to keep out after his own defenseman got the telling touch. Good look there at Adam Shield. And he's not played since the end of January. It's been a little while for Shield in goal. Tomey's so good since taking over the reins during that Duluth series. 5-1-1 for Pete in these last 7 starts. Certainly wasn't his fault they fell to St. Cloud last weekend, but the opportunity after a couple of non-wins for Bradbury to mix things up and get a young man who was so good in the first half of the season and who really played well against Western Michigan in their first meeting. 41 saves and a shutout in Game 1, and followed it up with an 8-2 win as UND swept the Broncos back in December. Here a chance now, Jackson Keene in the lineup tonight. The junior from Winnipeg, gaining the blue line and trying to find a line mate over there. Judd Caulfield, who's on this line now with Blaisdell. The shot by Harrison Blaisdell, the freshman, took a deflection on the way into Bussey. And already some pushing and shoving. These 2 teams do not love each other. It was a physical series out in Kalamazoo back in December. You're always curious to see how that carries over when they meet a second time. Not taking long for these guys to renew acquaintances.
No, Caulfield goes to the front of the net. Bussey doesn't like it. You're going to see right here he gets in on him. Watch Bussey come up. It was just their defenseman. Yeah, it looked like Cam Lee was in there. Thought Bussy got involved initially, but on the replay, not to be seen. But I mean, this is a team that plays with passion. Andy Murray, I mean, you're not going to find a more passionate coach out there. He's very, very passionate, and the team plays just like him.
Oh, great chance in front. A couple of big saves from Bussy with Dixon Bowen right on the doorstep. And now Bowen, the senior from East Grand Forks, hustling back, breaking up the play in the neutral zone. It's a Bronco team averaging 3.5 goals per game this season. If they have been on a tear in the second half, up near 5 per game since the Christmas break. And here's Bowen once again, making a nuisance of himself as Cam Lee, the senior defenseman, gets dispossessed. Here's Casey Johnson now. This is sort of the new grind line tonight with Johnson, Bowen, and Sendon paired up in the absence of Hayne and Smith. Jordan Kawaguchi, been missing game 2 against the Huskies. A precautionary check as he played in game 1, of course, and was active with an assist in that game. But it sounded like one of those, if it was a playoff game, he could have gone. Cole Gallant now picking up the loose puck. Shield there, quickly able to stick the blocker out and make the stop.
And that feels good for Shield. It's been a while for the game action for him. You always want to make that first save there, a good blocker save.
Hugh McGing now the captain, leaving one for Kingston, shot just wide.
You're going to see though, Alex, tonight it's going to go back and forth in a hurry. I love the way this Western Michigan team plays. It's just similar to North Dakota's style. You're not going to see a lot of going east-west. It's get the puck up, go north. They play with speed, they play with grit, they're tough, they're big, not afraid to play that physical brand of hockey that North Dakota loves to play as well. That's a little bit why they kind of don't enjoy each other. They play a very similar style. For fans at home, this is going to be a great one to watch.
Both of these teams built in very much the same image.
Well, and if Western Michigan was healthy in the first half, you could be talking about them with potentially winning the Penrose Cup this weekend. The fact that they still technically could win the Penrose Cup, I mean, that's how kind of tight, but everything would have to go their way, obviously.
They are 12 points back with 12 to play, but again, mathematically still alive.
Right, but I mean, even to say just 12 back with the injury bug that they had early in the year, I'm impressed with this team.
Back and forth here now, Harrison Blaisdell trying to hustle. Just to your point, Western Michigan 7-8-2 in the first half of the season. They're 9-3-3 after Christmas.
Yeah, it's a team that some of them had picked to win the Penrose Cup in the preseason bowls.
Well, Brad Schlossman,
he did.
Forks Herald did so, and he wasn't the only one. There was buzz around this team for good reason. Almost everybody back from last year's squad as Colton Pullman comes in. Backhanded attempt knocked away by Bussy. They lost their leading goal scorer and their leading scorer, period, Colt Conrad from a season ago, but their other top 6 scorers back, and a lot of talented defensemen that are growing in age and stature. Perhaps the penalty could have been called there, a pull down in front of the UND bench. None coming, though.
I think what I'm impressed too is, I mean, you look at the tough schedule they're finishing here where you'd think, man, it's tough to get points, but I think Western Michigan is enjoying it because we talk about the pairwise, and when you're playing the likes of Duluth last weekend, who's really high in there, North Dakota, this is a weekend where they could climb, and they've been climbing aggressively here this second half.
That's opportunity certainly as Wade Allison takes the puck forward. The senior who was a preseason all-conference pick despite missing so much of last season. Gets us over to Samuelson. Matthias Samuelson, a high draft pick of the Sabres, 32nd overall 2 years ago. He's a part of this back line with Ronnie Adder, the reigning USHL defenseman and player of the year. The draft pick of the Flyers, these two awfully good at the back ends. North Dakota able to get it clear. Samuelson back to retrieve. Puck broken up. Here's Pesky now. Andrew Pesky, the senior defenseman, his pass intercepted. Nearly a chance for Gallant to fly the zone, but his opportunity diminishes, and here comes Kawaguchi. Samuelson, a big guy at 6'4", 220, able to break off Kawaguchi's line to the goal. And that will send us to a break. 13-19 left in the first here in game number 1. Great chance there by Harrison Blaisdell, still scoreless.
How many times have you thought, did I take my medication today? Or you're tired of loading those daily pill boxes yourself? At Walls Family Pharmacies, we have the perfect solution, personalized pill packs. Each pack contains all of your medication for specific times throughout the day. So if it's empty, you've taken your medication. No more second guessing. Just bring your prescriptions to Walls and we'll do the rest. And best of all, our pill pack service is free. Stop in today. Walls Family Pharmacies with 2 Grand Forks locations.
Hey, you know soybeans? Mm-hmm. Check it. You live in North Dakota, right? Soybeans are everywhere. It's food, feed, and fuel. On those lips and those sweet kicks. I'm talking toys, noise, everyday joys. Shh. Thanks to soybean farmers, our world is growing. North Dakota Soybean Council.
We've been talking about it all night. Western Michigan, so many guys banged up in the first half of the season. As you see, Wade Allison, Ronnie Adder, Jason Poland, none of those guys played in Kalamazoo back in December against North Dakota in the first matchup between these two. They are fully healthy now, though, and as we've said, that makes them a dangerous team coming into Grand Forks here this weekend.
For sure, and Wade Allison, who has had quite a few injuries in his college career. I actually was a little surprised he came back. This is the guy I thought could move on, and drafted by the Philadelphia Flyers. He's a guy that I think is going to play at the next level, and he's show you how valuable he is when he's in the lineup with this team.
Allison's been awfully good against North Dakota in his career. 4 goals, 4 assists in 9 games. Gallant flying one past Shield. A couple of stops already for the sophomore from the Cleveland area. Adam Shield, who played every minute of the first half of the season for North Dakota. Again, seeing his first action in just over a month tonight. North Dakota's goal this weekend, clinch a Penrose Cup. A series sweep of Western would get the job done. Their magic number is 6. They could clinch tonight if things go their way out in Colorado Springs. Duluth would need to lose that game. North Dakota would need to win here. Whether he was offside, he retreats as Mashad does a nice job to hold the line.
I think this is what makes the NCHC so enjoyable to watch, though. I mean, you look at North Dakota thinking, yeah, they could have technically won the Penrose Cup last weekend, and all of a sudden just 1 point out of 6 for North Dakota last weekend, and then you're staring Western Michigan in the eye thinking, oh boy, now you need help from Colorado College against Duluth. This thing tightened up in a hurry, and that just tells you how good this NCHC conference is.
One of the fun things about having 3 points on the line in every game, you can make up ground in a hurry if you have a strong weekend and the teams in front of you do not. North Dakota, of course, has already clinched home ice for the NCHC quarterfinals, as has Duluth. Western Michigan, Denver, and St. Cloud State all in the mix for those final 2 spots. The quarterfinals coming up in 2 weeks. We'll have those games live for you on Midco SN as Bast fires one right off the pads of Bussey. Another face-off win for UND. That's going to be an area we're going to be watching tonight. Western and North Dakota, 2 of the best face-off teams in the country.
Yeah, Rushoff last year, when North Dakota played him in Kalamazoo, he owned the dot on North Dakota. So that's an area for sure, Alex. North Dakota is well aware how good he is in that face-off circle.
Shane Pinso, the outstanding freshman, leading the NCHC rookies in scoring this season. Nearly able to get a hold of one. Mashad back to retreat.
Good patience there by Pesky.
The senior from Ottawa trying to find Pinso. Casey Johnson hustling. Good play here, Weatherby. Quick attempt, Bussey there for the stop. How about 6 saves already for the freshman from New York, and here comes Dawson DiPietro the other way.
That's what I'm talking about. They go in a hurry. This is going to be a quick transition game.
Well, you said it in your keys. Yeah. That's going to be important for both of these teams to transition from defense to offense and vice versa. Hard to believe these two played a 1-0 overtime game in their first meeting this year.
Well, and that's where I thought Bussey, it was going to be important for him to get in here in this building. First time he's ever played here.
Making his REA debut tonight. Good chance now in front of Shield. Quick to cover. DiPietro was ready to pounce if the rebound came his way. Camley on the shot attempts midway through the first. Still scoreless here at the Ralph.
Just a tip in front, unable to get a handle on it as DiPietro just you can look, he's almost trying to catch that on his backhand and make a play with it. On the other side, Weatherby went down. I think he had more time than he realized. He really could have went in and made a break, got in on a partial breakaway, but Bussy doing a good job getting out on top of that paint. If there's one area where I think we're North Dakota, what I've seen already out of Bussy, he's given up a couple of juicy rebounds. It's like those pads really spring them out, so it almost is putting them rather into the slot. They kick off his pads so hard that you can't be right on top of them to lurk for those rebounds.
One thing with Bussy, like we saw with Isaiah Seville of Omaha earlier, there's a lefty out there. Catching love on the right hand, stick with the left. Unique you'd see two freshman netminders who were both two of the best in the USHL last season. Both go with their off hands. Just Colin Adams now, leaving it for mismatch. Off the boards, back to Ethan Frisch. The freshman defenseman down low. Mismatch to Kawaguchi. Jordan, look at the spin. Trying to create space. Addard, though, able to hang out and now win the turnover. Here comes the freshman, Ronnie Addard, out of White Lake, Michigan. Over to McGing. Hugh McGing, who was second-team All-Conference last season, unable to get the shot away. Caulfield takes a big hit from Addard right at the blue line. Judd, no small man himself at 6'4", well over 200. A chance in front. Goes to the backhand that time. Paul Washi, a great opportunity to open the scoring. Shields slid over just enough to put him off, and it remains scoreless midway through the first here at the Ralph.
I think Washi thought he scored on this one. I think he thought he beat Shield over the glove high off that backhand. He just airmailed it over the crossbar. Didn't miss by much. Washi had his arms up like that was going to go bar down. But again, look how quick that happens, Alex. I mean, this team is, they're sneaky.
Chances coming thick and fast at both ends. Shots currently in favor of North Dakota, 5-4. Paul Washi, by the way, winning that faceoff. He does have the highest faceoff win percentage in the country. The fourth line center for Andy Murray, along with Lawton Portnall and Jason Pullum, their energy line. And not bad when you have a guy with 10 goals in that group, as Washi does this season. 19 points as well for the junior from Clarkston. Drew Worad now nearly got the puck taken away by Mashad. Weatherby tracks it down in the corner. Back to the former CC Tiger. Weston Mashad cross ice off the skate of Poolman. The senior captain for North Dakota unable to control. And again, Josh Passelt quickly to fly and try and get ahead. Pass did not connect that time, though.
Yeah, North Dakota's doing a good job of making sure that no one's getting behind him. Always at least that one guy back.
Jacob Bernard-Docker now back on the puck. North Dakota looking to relieve a little pressure.
See North Dakota doing a little bit of Western Michigan style here on the breakout as Mashad's already down at the far blue line just to alleviate some of that pressure.
Long stretch pass as Weatherby gets tripped up. Samuelson there. Weatherby now. Little tic-tac-toe that time as he and Pinso play catch. Big stop by Addard in front, blocking the shot. Here comes Allison the other way. Austin Rushoff now, the big 6'7" forward from Missouri. His pass deflected up and out of play. Chances for both teams. An entertaining opening 13 minutes here at the REA. Paul Washi nearly making it 1-0 a moment ago. Still scoreless here from the Ralph.
Expose the black beneath the white. In light of day, in dark of night. When winter shuts down work and schools, come with resolve and powerful tools. Endure through every push, salt, and stack until your streets are back to black.
Relive your favorite UND hockey memories with Oyo.
Jula over to Stetcher. Besser. Schmaltz on the doorstep. Tic-tac-toe.
Holy buckets. Kajula in on the rebound, in the back of the net, and into the referee. Robbie Pina just lifting this one out of the zone. Oh, and it gets by Frazee.
You can get former UND stars in their official jerseys. Find your favorite players at the Sioux Shop and Ralph Engelstad Arena. Score yours today.
Scoreless here at the Ralph, midway through the first. Number 16, Western Michigan. Number 3, North Dakota. Non-stop action here from the REA. We mentioned these are the 2 top scoring teams in the NCHC this season. They're also 2 of the top 10 in the country. North Dakota had the top goal scoring per game record over the course of the season until this past weekend. Only getting 4 in 2 games against the Huskies knocked them down. I bet they're now tied with Minnesota State for second behind the Eagles of BC. Another face-off win by the Broncos. Shot blocked on the way to Adam Shield. Shield this season, by the way, 17-3-2. Tops in the NCHC in goals against. .903 save percentage. He's played 87% of the minutes this season, but it's all been Peter Thome for the last month or so. Sheila's looked composed, though, here in the opening 13 minutes. Looks like he hasn't missed a beat.
Hasn't been tested anything with too many grade A's. That wash he played was a grade A. He just airmailed it high. But again, just getting that first couple saves under your belt back into the game speed, it's a big deal.
McGinn goes down under pressure from Kawaguchi. Gabe Bass, the junior defenseman, coming forward. Pesky on the keep.
Good step up by Pesky there. You notice there, he wasn't going to get his stick on it, so he just sealed off the boards and got his skates. He did a hockey stop and kind of used that to kick the puck up and keep it in.
That's experience of a guy that's played college hockey for 4 seasons.
Thought he made a real good read in that first period when he felt the pressure coming, put the brakes on rather than just going up the wall with it, where I feel like he would have got pinched off. Put the brakes on, the guy keeps going, and all of a sudden he buys himself some time. Just the growth and the development in Pesky's game. Just those little things that really add up to be big things in games.
Icing against the Broncos, a face-off at the other end, won again by the visitors from Kalamazoo. Hugh McGing successful on the dot this time. Here comes Rhett Kingston now. Headed off again by Pesky, who's been active here in the opening. North Dakota 16-1 in this building this season. Only Omaha able to come away from the Ralph with the victory in 2019-2020. The blast that time from Cam Lee, gloved and held by Adam Shield.
Cam Lee got a lot of wood on this puck too. He got it elevated high. Shield goes down in the butterfly, has to get his catching glove right up by his ear as that thing was labeled into the top shelf glove side. Just a calm presence goaltender back there.
The former Penticton V and National Team Development Program netminder. Remember, he played the majority of his freshman season. He and Thome split time for a while, then he took it over and was so good. His season ended in Kalamazoo against Western Michigan, an unfortunate incident in February out at Lawson Arena. Thome did well, of course, in his set for the rest of the season, but it was neat to see Shield perform so well out there, making his return to the place where he has some bad memories from that injury last year. Helping UND complete that sweep with the Broncos as Lee gets another crack at it. This one deflected up into the netting. Another face-off in the offensive zone for the Broncos. I want to ask, were you surprised that Bradbury made the move to go with Adam Shield tonight in place of Peter Thome, Jim?
I wasn't, and I'm not saying that disrespectful to Thome. I feel like they wanted to try get Shield in there. They couldn't get him in because Thome was that good. I mean, he went back to back. I mean, with the off week in there, he was the goaltender of the week. So I felt like they wanted to get him in real early just to get that under his belt because he was just so good. But because anytime you open that door in North Dakota, the way they run their program, everything is earned. So when Thome got in and did so well, it was his net. I felt like if they were going to try get Shield back in, it was going to be tonight, just because they got 1 of 6 points. And again, I'm not faulting Tomey for anything last weekend. I thought he made a couple real big saves to keep North Dakota in on that third period, a couple stretch plays where he had to come up with breakaway saves. So I wasn't surprised, but we'll see what happens as the weekend goes.
Odd man rush now. Shane Pinto waiting. Bussy the save.
Bussy does a great job there standing tall. A lot of times the goaltenders will go down in the butterfly. Good way to stand up.
Allison at the other end. Shield the initial save. Rebound was there. Shield able to collect it eventually with Rushoff and Allison both waiting. Both netminders standing tall here in the opening 15 minutes from the REA.
Need some air? Get it here! Northern Air Family Fun Center. Grab some air for yourself at Northern Air Family Fun Center, Grand Forks.
Your flooring project deserves an expert's touch. Our design team at Sterling Carpet One provides all the guidance you need to select the right flooring with confidence. Carpet, hardwood, laminate, tile, and luxury vinyl. Add in our 12-month no-interest financing OAC, and you'll know why so many people now choose Sterling Carpet One Floor and Home.
You dream, we design. Sterling Carpet One.
Tonight marks the 29th meeting all-time between Western Michigan and North Dakota. They only played 5 times prior to joining forces in the NCHC in 2013. North Dakota took 16 of the first 17 meetings between these two, though the series has been much more even of late. Each team has won 5 of the last 10. UND has won 8 of the last 12, and 8 of the 12 all-time here in Grand Forks. But as we've mentioned, Western Michigan earned a sweep the last time they were in this building last November. When you factor in, though, the road sweep in Kalamazoo. Well, a chance now in front here as Shield has to slide over. Just to finish that point, UND has won 3 of the last 4 between these two, although Western won the season series a year ago, 3-1.
And they're always so good at home. The Lunatics, it's the real deal. Hard to win in that building.
Icing the call here against North Dakota. I got to make the trip to Kalamazoo this year. That was my first time in Lawson.
What did you think?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, you can tell the energy in that building is just different. It's a smaller barn, of course. It's a little bit older. The student section fills up basically the entire side of the building, and they stand and cheer and go nuts the entire time.
I got to think as a player it would be an awesome building to go out and play into. It's one of those things when you're going to buildings like that, they're fun when everyone's rooting against you. That's why sometimes when, like I talk about freshman goaltenders, they come in here. This is a fun building to play in as long as you can go in and have some early success. You don't get the crowd is active and engaged in this bigger building. It can also be miserable if you come in here and have some struggle where you can really feel the momentum, the speakers get just a cranking, and then it becomes a very difficult place to play. So I think for Andy Murray, the first period, he's really happy at this thing.
Yeah, Brandon Bussy with 6 saves. A couple of key ones as well, some good chances around the crease or in odd man opportunities.
Well, and Ronnie Addard, he stopped a goal.
He got a little help from his defense, yes. Poland now skating through traffic. Pesky putting the check in as those two do battle along the half wall. Kawaguchi now, he gets his pocket picked from behind. And a hard skating, hard-nosed Western Michigan team, just like their coach. Washi, again, trying to stick handle through a number of UND defenders. Western keeps possession. Samuelson, big save by Shield once more. Matthias Samuelson, who captained Team USA at the World Juniors this past year in the Czech Republic, would have spent some time with Shane Pinto out there, of course. Those two proud members of Team USA. This is a talented young player who got a good look at goal that time, Jake.
Well, it's a great play. They wait for him to gain the zone, and this is one where there are a couple of opportunities here now. They're going high on Shield, so maybe something in the scouting report that they thought they would see. I mean, a shot from outside, yeah, you can beat a goaltender. It's very tough nowadays. get some bodies in front. I like to see maybe a lower, just a foot off the ground. Shoot for those goalies' feet when you got guys driving to the net and shoot for a rebound. But again, got a lot of wood on that.
7 saves tonight for Shield. Might have to make one more here. Drew Warad unable to get purchase on the shot as it spins wide. Ethan Frank, who was questionable before the game with illness. Andy Murray choosing to skate Brett Van Oss in warm-ups just in case Frank could not go. But the junior from Papillion, Nebraska, out there tonight and has not missed a shift that we can tell.
It's so funny because you think when you look for it, they're all high octane, a lot of offense. And here we sit at 0-0.
Both teams
just
with a lot of chances.
Night,
yep.
Out in Western, where it was just a 1-0 overtime win.
The first ever 1-0 overtime win in UND hockey history. Both teams stepping up defensively all night. Again, Adam Shield with 41 saves in that contest. Brandon Bussey with 33 of his own. Gavin Hain, the game winner in that one. Hain, of course, still out with that lower body injury, although he's getting closer to making a return to the UND lineup.
That's why I think for North Dakota, if you can get a win out of this, you almost feel like they're going to steal one just because of that top shutdown line of Senden, Smith, and Hain. At home, it's just, you've seen time and time again how Bradbury utilizes that to his advantage, playing from home, talking about what it would mean to get a 1 seed and the lineup in matches that you want out there. This is a tough task for this North Dakota team to come out here and try to get 2 wins. I think tonight, if they got a win, they'd feel like they stole one.
Playing even with Western so far tonight. Turnover now. Dixon Bowen trying to feed Casey Johnson in the slot. The centering pass broken up. Rhett Kingston, the sophomore from Alberta, up to Gallant. Cross ice, nobody home. And a whistle here with 58 seconds left in the first.
I say that, but then you look at the lineup, and it's an opportunity for a guy like Casey Johnson, who, I tell you what, he's made a case for himself to stay in the lineup. So here he gets inserted up there. It's one of those where guys like Keene gets in there, okay? You get Casey Johnson in there. It'd be huge for those guys to chip away and try to get you a goal or, get on the score sheet.
If you're just joining us again, no Cole Smith tonight. He's day-to-day, an undisclosed injury that it doesn't sound like it's anything serious, of course, and we wouldn't be surprised to see him tomorrow night.
I think you're going to see him tomorrow night. I think depending on, it's got to be so hard for the coaching staff and Mark Coleman on just using your knowledge to be smart with things. I mean, these kids are going to say they can go with whatever.
Yes.
But I mean, Mark Coleman does just such a good job. I mean, look at Kawaguchi. They just know how pivotal it is to have these guys in the stretch run. Yes, they're trying to go out there and win a Penrose Cup and a league championship, but yet they got their eye on a bigger prize. Actually, it's sitting right behind us right now, Alex.
That's right. Good segue. We're going to have a chance to chat with Marty Dobek of the Detroit Sports Commission.
I mean, I'm staring at the national championship trophy right
in the
now.
House. Yes, we're going to get that.
I almost want to
sucker
touch
on camera. Well,
I don't know if I dare though. I don't want to jinx this team.
Here's Cam Lee now coming forward on the backhand, swatted away by Frisch. Nice play by the freshman defender.
I don't want to jinx any of these teams. The NCHC has done such a good job of winning these things.
4 in a row here for this conference. Colin Adams now. Adams, what a save by Bussey at full stretch in the dying seconds of the first period. The Michigan man nearly a chance to break the deadlock at the end of one.
Just an excellent goaltender save right there. It's a critical save at a big time to keep this thing scoreless. It was a loose puck that Bussey was disciplined enough to stay back for, and he got that left pad out there, made a big save on Adams.
Bussey's 7th stop of the night, the biggest one thus far. Coming up during intermission, Colton Poolman, the UND captain, will stop by with our Katie Hale. Also, as we just mentioned, Marty Dobek here in the house. He'll chat about all things Frozen 4, plus highlight stats and scores from around the NCHC. Scoreless here at the REA. Not for lack of entertainment, though. A lot of good chances for both sides in this battle between 2 top 20 teams. Game 1 rolls on right after this on Midco Sports Network.
Imagine how inconvenient your life would be without power. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you will have power when you need it most. After sensing a power outage, Generac generators automatically provide backup power, so your life goes on uninterrupted.
See the full line of Generac generators at the Acme Tool store near you or online at acmetools.com.
Work. There's all kinds. There's the work we do in the morning. The work we do in the dead of night. Problem-solving, world-changing, mind-bending hard work. It's what drives us. To lead the way, unwilling to quit. Because the work we do, it's bigger than us. It's work worth doing.
No score here in game number 1 between North Dakota and Western Michigan. Not for lack of chances, though. Both goaltenders with some big saves in the opening 20 minutes. Time now to send things down to the third member of our broadcast team, Katie Hale. She's standing by with UND captain Colton Pullman.
Thanks so much, Alex. Colton, obviously, as a captain, a huge influence on the ice and off the ice. Yet you've battled some injuries here and there throughout the season. You've been back now for 3 games. How did you feel in the first period?
Felt good. It's good to be out there with the guys. Hopefully we come back with a stronger second, I think.
Well, and absolutely. And when you talk about a stronger second, you look at both of these teams, and since Christmas, each North Dakota and Western Michigan ranked nationally in the top 5 offensively. We saw that both teams having great chances in the first. You have a shortened lineup, though. So how do you get that going tonight?
They're playing fast, and we got to try counter that with a couple quick transitions. I thought we played a little bit slow, starting with the D in the back. We're kind of moving pucks up slow, and we got to start getting pucks in behind their D because we're not generating too much offense right now.
Well, there's a great leader here with yourself, so good luck in the second. Thank you, Colton.
Thank you.
Well, and Alex, I talked to head coach Andy Muir of Western Michigan before the game, and he talked about getting in on Wednesday. He said, we like to have the team walk around the rink. He said the freshmen always kind of go, oh my gosh, look at this rink. He goes, but then the whole team looked up, saw the scoreboard, and he said to me, Katie, if North Dakota didn't have it all before, they certainly do now.
Andy Murray, always a gem, that man. Colton Pullman, of course, and the rest of this senior class finishing up the home portion, at least, of the regular season this weekend for them in their careers. He mentioned it there, transition game's so important. You've been talking about it for the entire 20 minutes. We saw that in the opening period.
I think North Dakota did a good job of making sure they needed to have bodies back. He talked about maybe the emphasis was a little too much on that. They felt like they were slow trying to move pucks out when they were in the zone. Maybe a little adjustment where you start to see North Dakota maybe get the puck in, get it behind the D, and start to kind of grind them down and get the cycle rolling.
And it'll be the plan, you'd think, during the intermission to make some of those adjustments going into period number 2. Scoreless here at the REA. When we come back, we're talking Frozen 4 with Marty Dobeck of the Detroit Sports Commission. That's next here on Midco SN.
Football games are exciting, especially in Class B communities. It's an event, and as the school has grown, Farmers Union Insurance came to the table at a critical time for us. They provided a naming right for our athletic field. It's used pretty much every day, all day, by both school and community. We're proud to have Farmers Union Insurance in this community. We couldn't be more proud to call it our Farmers Union Field.
It's time to reach the summit. Can't miss Summit League tournament action starts March 7th, and it's all live on Midco Sports Network. Watch it all with us, plus check out bonus coverage online and on our social media channels. Midco SN is your tourney HQ. This game on Midco Sports Network is presented by Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
First intermission rolls on here at Ralph Engelstad Arena, scoreless between Western Michigan and North Dakota. Both of these two teams fighting to get to Detroit this year. The Frozen Four a little over, a month and a half away. Is that right? Early April already coming up just around the corner?
41 days exactly.
You got the countdown perfect. Fans, this is Marty Dobeck of the Detroit Sports Commission, taking a little tour with this beauty around the country right now, getting people excited for the Frozen Four this year coming up in Detroit.
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me on, Alex. And it's 4 months. We've been to 50 stops. And, you know, we have a lot of momentum going right now with, you know, letting people know about Detroit hosting the Frozen Four this year. We're really excited about it. It'll be the 7th time it's been in Detroit. 4th different venue, and the first time hosting at Little Caesars Arena. So we're really excited about that. And you know, Little Caesars Arena is just a state-of-the-art venue, and it's got a bunch of accolades when it first opened. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, the home of the Red Wings. Now again, Joe Louis has hosted a bunch of times. Other venues, of course, in Detroit's past. As you mentioned, the 7th time the city is hosted. What makes Detroit the perfect spot to host the Frozen Four?
Well, definitely. I mean, our mantra is hockey. It's, you know, our nickname is Hockey Town. You know, it lives and breathes with the Red Wings, and but also when you look at our state, the state of Michigan, and the college programs that we have for our enjoyment in the state, it's great. You know, you got Michigan State University, who's actually serving as our co-host, University of Michigan right down the street. And then you go up into the UP. You have Western Michigan in the house tonight.
Don't forget the Broncos. Yeah,
exactly. So, you know, hockey is definitely in our pedigree, and you know, we are really, really excited to have this event back in Detroit.
The Frozen Four, of course, is the main reason why people are going to flock to Detroit that second weekend in April. But the city has really undergone a bit of a rejuvenation over the last 10 years. Talk about what else is happening in Detroit.
Definitely. You know, we hosted the Frozen Four in 2010 in Ford Field, largest attended Frozen Four in the history of the NCAA. And since then, you know, 10 years now, you know, it's just been a transformation. There's a lot of energy going on right now. You know, people are really excited about hosting events, especially when it can be a hockey event. You know, just the transformation has just been unbelievable, and you know, it's just a dynamic city right now, and we have great momentum, and we're looking forward to continuing it.
I know UND has had some Detroit area guys in the recent past, guys like Cam Johnson and Christian Wolanin, and now Colin Adams. So we've heard a lot about the city, and those guys are very proud of where they come from. You personally have had a great chance to, as you mentioned, 50 different stops on this tour to see the country. What have been some of the best moments of being able to go around and see different college hockey venues around the U.S.?
Well, definitely. I mean, this has been a great experience. Your guys' hospitality has just been unbelievable for us, and we appreciate it. You guys rolled out the red carpet and welcomed us with open arms. And we made it a point with this trophy tour when we first started that we wanted to get out and go, you know, to Hockey Day in Minnesota. We went to Bean Pot. We're here tonight, which is great. And I mean, we made it a point when we looked at the calendar, we have to get to North Dakota.
Made the right choice, certainly.
Absolutely.
Well, you're seeing a good game, by the way, right now tonight. There are, as you said, 41 days until the Frozen Four gets ready. Tickets are still available. Where can fans go to get their ticket punch to go to Detroit this year?
They can go to ncaa.com/Frozen4, and there's all session, single session tickets available. There's also group packages, so you know, buddies, families can all get together and plan a nice trip to Detroit.
Awesome. Still a chance to get out there and go to what is one of the best events on the sporting calendar. Marty, thanks so much for the time, buddy.
Thank you, Alex.
You can leave this here if you want to. Don't be in a rush.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to touch it. It might be bad luck.
Marty Dobeck of the Detroit Sports Commission. Jake Brandt will rejoin us after the break. We'll chat about the opening 20 minutes of this one right after this.
Shields Arena Fargo Forest came about 12 years ago. This building was brought about for youth hockey, sporting events, and other events, but mainly it's Fargo Forest's home, which is a junior Tier 1 hockey program. Farmers Union Insurance was critical. Without their final contribution to this project, this wouldn't have happened. It allowed us to keep a home for all of the youth hockey and the high school hockey. They saw the value of what we're giving back to the community.
The National Collegiate Hockey Conference, home to where historical greatness intersects with new tradition. Dreams are fulfilled and champions are made. Innovation and leadership are a priority. A player's passion and a fan's love for the game meet. Leaders develop and future professionals compete. home to 4 straight national champions. This is the National Collegiate Hockey Conference.
Midco Freestyle Wi-Fi opens a whole new world of possibilities, giving you the freedom to connect, to explore, and dream in every room of the house. Enjoy corner-to-corner, fast, reliable Midco Wi-Fi that you control with an app. Live it up today and be ready for tomorrow with Midco Freestyle Wi-Fi. The freedom to connect.
This game on Midco Sports Network is presented by Farmers Union Insurance and Home of Economy.
A scoreless opening 20 minutes here at the Ralph tonight. Game number 1 between Western Michigan and North Dakota, all level here at the Ralph. Alexander Jake Brantz. That's fun to have the trophy up here, buddy. Even if it was a replica, not the real thing. Still pretty cool to think that these guys are playing for that here this season.
It's cool. It's a neat deal that they're doing, bringing it around on the tour. And anytime you see those, I think North Dakota fans, your eyes light up. I know mine certainly did. It'd be fun to touch the real one. I know that.
Both of these teams doing battle tonight, trying to get a little closer to that trophy with the victory. First period, all about the goaltending, Jake.
Yeah, both goaltenders made some big saves. Bussy there, I felt like he made 3 game-changing saves there. That one just gets whistled a little high, but right there, look at that's when you know a goaltender's confident. He stands big and tall, doesn't go down, makes a good shoulder save. I thought both goaltenders were real good. This is the save for me, though. Right at the end of that first period, a diving play, he gets caught out reaching for it, but gets that left pad back, steals off that post, and the goaltenders have been the story in the first period.
Yeah, Colin Adams, that great opportunity with the seconds winding down in the first. Brandon Bussy, his 7th save, the biggest one of that opening 20 minutes. About as even as you can be. Western, the slight edge in faceoffs, everything else dead level across the board through 20 minutes with these two NCHC rivals. Around the rest of the league, Miami trying to snap an 11-game winless streak, and they're off on the right note. Actually, that game has gone final, 3-0 as they get the win over Omaha. St. Cloud State a 1-0 win over, or 1-0 advantage over Denver. Yami Kranola with the goal in that game, and then Duluth and Colorado College about ready to get started out in Colorado Springs. We'll keep you posted, of course, in that Duluth game all night long, because that result has an impact on whether or not UND can clinch the Penrose tonight. As of now, scoreless here at the Ralph. That's initiative number 1. Back in a moment with more here from the REA.
If your pet could tell you what she craves and needs for good health, it would include a balanced diet with real meat and vegetables, like the perfect high-energy blends found in Blue Buffalo, Science Diet, and Taste of the Wild pet foods from Home of Economy. We believe your pet's health begins with the same food vets choose for their own pets. Experience it today at the guaranteed lowest price.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
We're live from the Farmers Union Insurance Studio.
We are the original and only, as we like to call ourselves, high school radio station. We have 2 stations, and we have a production studio where we do all of our major work at. Kids do everything. Operations manager, news director, they do the marketing, they do the sales. Teaches them radio? You bet. But it teaches them life as well. All of a sudden, numbers started to increase. The 2 studios weren't enough. Farmers Union Insurance was right there. They helped us. We wouldn't have the studios if it was not for Farmers Union Insurance.
This game on Midco Sports Network is presented by Chevrolet and the 2020 Chevy Equinox. Find new roads.
Moments away from the start of period number 2 here from the Ralph. Katie is standing by ringside with you and the assistant coach, Carl Gehring. Take it away.
Coach, I talked with Captain Colton Pullman in the first period, and he talked about kind of slow transitions out of the defensive zone were causing just a little bit of a lack and be able to kind of generate some offense. However, the stats are equal across the board for both teams. How do you get it to the net more and get one on the scoreboard tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought we had a couple of good looks off the rush, so I think it's important we were transitioning quick and coming with pace, and hopefully we'll generate some more.
I think you will. Thanks, Coach. Good luck. Alex.
Thanks, Giddy. 20 minutes in the books, 40 to go in regulation here at the REA. Those two netminders, a couple of underclassmen coming up big for their teams here in the first in period number 2. Friday night hockey here from Grand Forks. North Dakota, Western Michigan, two teams battling for positioning in the NCHC as Dawson DiPietro fires one in on Shield. And both sides with 7 shots on goal apiece in the first. Now a chance, well, potentially for one more. Luke Bafia able to get back in time. Bafia, an aviation major on this Bronco team. Ooh. Another thing North Dakota and Western have in common, not just the style of play, but the love of airplanes with these two universities.
Felt like Mismatch got by with a cross-check there. It looked like it was going to be a 2-on-1.
We've had a couple of those tonight where players have gone down. Just like that. Little bump, little trip, little stick here and there.
It looked like Mismatch got us. There you see he ran into the goaltender. The goaltender's like, I didn't do anything, so that's good no call there.
Yeah, no penalties on either side in the opening 20. That was a big key for you as well for Western. Stay out of the box. A chance now in the slot that was knocked down. Good opportunity for Ronnie Adder, who scored 30 goals from defense last year.
Look at here, broken stick. Kiersted went down and blocked that shot, a broken stick, so he was unable to make a play. He was coming off to make a line change as Western was gaining the zone.
Quick shot gloved by Shield. Wanted to play the puck, but Western Michigan, a forward right there. Cole Gallant's in the area, forcing Shield to hold. You can see both teams have had the initiative. Get shots on net. Both teams have done a nice job blocking shots as well.
Yeah. Talked about Ronnie Adder. He did a real good job on a North Dakota play. Quick 2-on-1 down low. Made the dish to the slot. I felt like it was an empty net, and if it wasn't for him getting in front of the North Dakota shot, it probably goes in the back of the net, and then you just saw Kiersted with a good block.
Let's see Samuelson fanning on that shot attempt. Pinso now. Chance for the 3-on-1. Pinso leaving it. Great defensive play, hustling back. Jason Poland getting in the way. Now a high stick here on the play.
It's fun hockey because it goes one way and then it gets transitioned the other way real quick. Like you see a good job of the defenseman just getting back and making a diving play, as that was going to go right over to Mashad on that 3-on-1. So again, you see the defensive play on both sides of the play here tonight. The little details that they're dialed in. You start seeing those details really get dialed down, and in this time of the year, sometimes early, it takes some time. These guys are in playoff mode hockey.
Another face-off win by the Broncos. They're +6 now in that category. And Western number 3 in the country in face-off win percentage. North Dakota number 6. The battle going the way of the visitors so far tonight. The battle in the corner. Judd Caulfield over to Harrison Blaisdell, 2 freshmen, draft picks, both fifth rounders, a season ago.
Rushop's 4 for 1 already tonight. He was a guy that North Dakota pregame scouted that said they had to be better against him tonight. So far, not so good.
Yeah. He's a big man. Having a great season, by the way. 8 straight games with the point for Rushop. 14 points in those 8 games. One of the hottest players in the conference. Rushop a goal, by the way, both nights against Duluth last week, including the lone one on Saturday, a 2-1 defeat to the Bulldogs. North Dakota back in possession. Mashad up to Pinso. Shane putting the brakes on, throwing one in front. Bussey had to be ready. Pinso, of course, missed the majority of Saturday's game after getting an early game misconduct just 3 minutes in. The Huskies scoring on the ensuing 5-minute major.
first time that North Dakota's given up on
First
a
time
goal on a major.
In 6 tries this year. They had killed one successfully on Friday night.
And they were doing a good job. It looked like they were going to get the kill, but St. Cloud scored with a minute and some seconds left to get a big goal for them. And Brad Barry talked about just those 5-minute majors. You can't have them on a weekend back-to-back. It just throws everything out of whack.
Oh, turnover. Casey Johnson, nearly a chance that time. The errant pass from defense, nearly falling to the senior forward from Grand Forks Central. Casey along with the likes of Colton Pullman, Dixon Bowen. Here is Dixon now. That group, again, a group of seven seniors. We're going to hear from all of them coming up during second intermission, part 1 of a 3-part senior reflection series. Senior weekend here at the Ralph. Though again, this group knows they will not be playing for the last time in this building this season, having clinched home ice in the NCHC quarterfinals coming up in 2 weeks. Bowen now going to work, held up a bit. Puck back in the direction of Western Michigan. Here comes Allison, the outstanding senior from just down the road in Myrtle, Manitoba, about 2.5 hours away from Grand Forks. Puck thrown in front. Shield now forced to cover. Do you happen to know where Myrtle is, by the way,
don't.
Jake?
Nope. Do you?
I had to Google it, but
Okay.
if you have to really zoom in on old Google Maps to see it. But if you go north and you take a left at Morris, before, as you're going on your way to Winnipeg, it's just down the road a little bit. So
How many hockey arenas do they have?
probably the ratio to people is probably pretty high.
Probably pretty good, I would
Probably
guess.
pretty good.
Yes.
Wade Allison always bringing a big crowd that comes down, family making the short trip from Myrtle down to Grand Forks, and he's had a lot of success in this building.
Well, you've seen Allison go against Kierstead, and Kierstead's one of those defensemen that is generating a lot of interest from NHL teams since he's a free agent. That was a good battle. He had all he could handle just to keep Wade Allison at bay. This is a player, like I say, I continue to love watching what he's able to do. It's a guy I think you're going to see in the NHL. He can stay healthy, boy. Look out.
14 points in his last 11 games. Wade missed a chunk of time at the beginning of the season with a concussion. Had another undisclosed injury that kept him out for a couple of games. Remember, he missed the majority of his sophomore season with a torn ACL. That was when Western was on such a tear, and then they lost him, they lost Cole Conrad, they lost so much talent down the stretch.
The injury bug for this Western Michigan team has been terrible. I mean, Andy Murray's done a remarkable job getting these good recruits. Just sometimes you need that luck to go your way with health-wise.
Western picked to finish third in the conference this season. As Pesky fires one just wide. North Dakota picked fourth, by the way. UND exceeding those expectations this year. Western finished third in the NCHC a season ago, but did not make the NCAA tournament. The wheels came off down the stretch. They lost to Colorado College in the first rounds of the NCHC tournament.
There was a real good article that the NCHC sent out this afternoon, and it talked about Hugh McGing and how he despised and hated Wade Allison. They grew up playing against each other. And continuing through youth hockey and up.
Oh, chance now in front here. Good defense by Colton Pullman coming back.
They talked about he just hated everything about him. He had this chrome cage that he didn't like, nothing, and then pretty soon realized, we're both going to be playing on the same team. And they just talk about how now they're good buddies and stuff. It was a real good article, though, just talking about the competitiveness of these guys when you grow up playing against them.
It is funny how you see that, how often rivals become teammates at this level.
That's offside.
And we saw it on this North Dakota team the last couple of seasons. We got Jordan Kawaguchi and Nick Jones, that big rivalry in the VCHL with Chilliwack and Penticton. Those two got along okay, and Jordan's having a pretty good season now.
See your local North Dakota Case IH dealer about the new Speed Tiller high-speed disc.
When you simplify, you have more time for life. Simplify your life with Hugo's Wine and Spirits. When it's game day, Hugo's Wine and Spirits has the winning game plan for your next get-together with all your favorite wine, liquors, and beer. Add an assist from Hugo's Deli for appetizers and snacks, and you've got an unbeatable combination your team will love.
Wine and spirits. We put the good in the good times.
Let's go back to December of last year. The first meeting between these two decided in overtime. Gavin Hain forcing the turnover, beating Brandon Bussey 1-0 in OT on night one. And then night two, a completely different story. 8-2 North Dakota. They led 4-0 in that game. Western fought back a little bit, but anytime the Broncos got any sort of offensive production in that game, UND would answer immediately. North Dakota 3 for 7 on the power play that night. Bussey 3 goals allowed on 7 shots on goal in the opening 10 minutes. He was pulled midway through the first. Ben Blacker came on and gave up 5 goals over the remaining 2.5 periods. An impressive offensive performance. 9 players with 2 points or more, by the way, in that game too. Pinso and Caulfield with 2 goals and an assist apiece. In a nutshell, you can see again how games can change from one night to the next.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the first period, real good road first period for them. They got things settled down, guys getting used to, ooh, there's a shot in front that was redirected just wide. But they settled in and then really didn't give North Dakota any grade A opportunities. Well, they gave them a few grade A opportunities. Goaltender made some great saves.
A little pressure being put on now by the home team. Colson Pullman, though, and Jacob Bernard-Docker not quite on the same page. JBD forced it back up.
And this is still offside.
Whistle blown.
Yeah, and I think it was real important that they stayed out of the box in that first period, especially. Now both teams maybe could have been whistled for one penalty, but we see here, this is vintage Andy Murray. Throwing out a couple extra players, looking innocent, like, what are you talking about?
Murray.
The officials right over there.
Yeah, they know.
They know what's up.
Ryan Hershey, Joe Sullivan are officials tonight. Justin Hills, Tyler Lickford, the linesman. As you see this season, North Dakota, in terms of advanced stats and possession stats, shots on goal stats, etc., one of the best in the country. Number 1 in shots allowed. Western Michigan more towards the other end of the spectrum, but it's been the Broncos with the slight edge in shots on frame so far. Just 1, by the way, in the opening 8 minutes of this period. Another shot blocked away by Kierstead. The opportunity there by Michael Joyo.
And that one got him in the left hand.
Big hit there as Casey Johnson sending Jared Kucharik down on the ice. 2-on-2 the other way as Bowen comes forward. Headed up there by Kucharik. The sophomore D pairing for Western here with Kucharik and Joyo. 1 from Michigan, 1 from Illinois doing the job here. No icing. Oh, actually, will be icing there. Looked like there was a touch on the way, but
yeah, Andy Mary's hot about it too.
You can see Andy motioning there on the side, trying to make his case. 68 years old out of Soros, Manitoba.
It's a guy that's not going to slow down either. He likes winning too much. There's Dave. Coach Shack, he was the head coach for Alaska Anchorage back when I was playing.
Dave Shack, the associate head coach. Pat Ferschweiler, by the way, also an associate head coach on the bench. Not often you see that with the head coach and 2 associates behind him. But that's the experienced team that Murray has put together in his 9 seasons
and you
in
see,
Kalamazoo.
Again, Hugh McGing just jumps over the boards just to, I don't know, just make the refs do a little work. They know on an icing that you can't do it, but
keeps them on their toes.
I love it. I mean, even you look at when he gives the line charges, they list Ben Blacker as their top goalie, and Brandon Bussey is the second one. Typically, they list them who's going to start, but not Andy Murray.
The little things with Andy, they keep you guessing. Here's Pesky now off the face-off win. Bussey got down on the near post. North Dakota still in possession. Bass throwing one in front, redirected there by Adams. Bussey happy to see that one go high and wide. Adams now. Another one that sails over the head of the freshman goaltender. He gets tripped up on the way through. Bussey back on his feet. UND still on the attack. Pesky's backhand knocked down by Allison. Kawaguchi's shot got in on Bussey that time. Another save by the freshman. Here's Mismash. The quick move and the shot.
Good keep.
North Dakota keeping the pressure here. Mismash. His shot blocked. Allison getting down. And now the puck finally goes out of play. Something to cheer about, though, for this Ralph Engelstad Arena crowd. You hear the applause. The offense starting to spark midway through the second.
Yeah, some extended ozone time, and anytime you do that when you're getting opportunities, you're wearing the guys down. A couple of real good jobs of the defensemen keeping the puck inside the zone, and just anything, unable to really muster anything of grade A's, and then right there, just a puck that gets deflected up and out of play. That's a big thing for Western because it allows them to get the line change. There was a couple icings in there, so they had guys out for an extended period of time and spent a lot of the energy defending.
Good look at the captain, Hugh McGing, recently nominated for the Senior Class Award, one of 10 finalists for that nod in the NCAA. Another offensive zone face-off for the home team, and another one won. Harrison Blaisdell getting the win. Here come the Broncos, able to relieve the pressure. Chipped ahead, Pullman will get there first. Bouncing puck nearly fell in the direction of McGing. He'll track it down now. Galantz tried to send that in the direction of his captain. Intercepted there. 3-on-2 chance for UND the other way. Jackson Keene, Bernard Ducker, Caulfield on the backhand! And in the back of the net! And a penalty to boot! North Dakota strikes first midway through the second.
Just like you said, Alex, there's going to be a penalty. It's either going to be a tripping or a hooking on Hugh McGing. As when Caulfield went in for the play, we'll see McGing in the backstretch right here, right in there. He gets the hook up and the hand into the arms, but Caulfield does a good job. Look at that big frame. He uses that big body to shield off McGing. Tough play here if you're Brandon Bussey, thinking you got to get over and get in position to make that save. And Judd Caulfield, just his 4th goal of the year, but boy, that looks like a goal-scoring goal. A lot of guys would panic when they get there, maybe one touchdown. That's what Bussey was thinking. He alertly holds it, lets Bussey slide out, goes to the backhand, makes a great play.
Well, Jake, you said it, McGing in the box. So North Dakota with the goal, courtesy of the freshman Judd Caulfield, the local kid from Grand Forks Central, who, remember, had 2 goals against Western in the first meeting in game number 2 out in Kalamazoo. Comes up with 1 here. Big goal to break the deadlock.
It's a big goal. Yeah, it's a big goal for Judd Caulfield, too.
Judd had been on a bit of a point drought of late. He had been up with Shane Pinto and Weston Michaud for much of the second half of the season. He's paired with Blaisdell and Keene tonight. His goal has his team up, and now on the first Chevy power play of the evening. McGinn in the box. Judd, by the way, had not scored since the Miami series back in the middle of January.
Oh, yeah, you can see here some confusion.
This is a UND power play that is clicking at 28% in conference this season, 22% on the season.
It's been sloppy here so far. They're having a hard time just even getting any ozone time. The zone entries, they're trying to do the kickback, the slingshot play, but it's just not been on the stick of anyone.
Here comes Kawaguchi now, over to Michaud, and again the pass just not on the mark. How much do you see this as being a result of scoring the goal before you go on to the power play?
Well, it's a golden opportunity, so it's you can really use it for some momentum. It's kind of hard to watch.
Kawaguchi, that shot redirected by Weatherby.
I mean, give Western Michigan a lot of credit. They got a guy driving, as you see, a good one-timer there from Gabe Bass, but again, no rebound in front.
Brandon Bussey able to cover up. 36 seconds left in the Chevrolet power play here.
Yeah, now you talk about the face-offs here. This is just because North Dakota has struggled so much. As you see, Bass got some good wood on that one. But because North Dakota is struggling to get into the offensive zone and get anything set up, this is a critical faceoff.
Adams is set to take it against Washington, the top faceoff man in the country.
Ooh, this is tough. Washi's getting thrown because he had a winger in cheating.
This is a bit of a subplot out in Kalamazoo as well, as Washi and company got tossed quite a bit. Faceoff won by Adams. 48 seconds left now on the McGinn penalty. Adams able to spin away. Bernard Docker with the keep. Bast just outside the circle. Down low, mismatch. Caulfield there, Adams as well. Bussey able to cover.
Yeah, and it's a different look because you got Cole Smith, who usually likes to play in front of that paint, cause some confusion, take some players with him. They put Caulfield in front. He's another big body, big frame. And so you see what they're trying to do here. But again, that for North Dakota, when you start out with that big faceoff win, at least it allows you to try and make some plays.
13 seconds left. This time Washi does not get kicked out, and he does win the draw. Western on the clearance.
It's a big kill for this Western team. Talk about the penalty kill and how it struggled this year. Boy, that'd be a backbreaker to just give up a goal and then allow North Dakota to get a power play goal. So a good kill here for Western.
This was a Broncos team, as we talked about, struggling on the penalty kill this season. 47th in the country at 78%. Able to fend off the initial 5-on-4 of the night for either team. And here they come the other way. Rushoff got the puck taken away by a sliding Ethan Frisch. Shot from the point knocked away. North Dakota leading 1-0 through that goal by Judd Caulfield. Coming at the near midway point of regulation. The 9:52 mark of the second. Dixon Bowen taken away by DiPietro. Rushoff's pass knocked down. Johnson though on an island, getting some help from Pesky at the back. Rushoff lost his stick. Joyo though able to collect for the Broncos. Ahead of steam now for Ethan Frank, showing off the speed. Frank, nice job by Pesky to get back.
Well, real good job by Pesky to not take a penalty there. Boy, he was flying.
Frank, the junior speedster, with 8 goals on the season.
It looked like he had another gear out there.
And this was, again, a young man who was supposedly ill before the game and was questionable to play. No ill effects that time. Icing the call here against the visitors with 6:44 remaining in the second. Well, after a stalemate for the opening 30 minutes or so of this contest, the big goal by Judd Caulfield and ensuing power play. North Dakota now with another opportunity down in Western's end. Jasper Weatherby, their best face-off man, on the dots. Another win here for the sophomore from Oregon. Matt Kierstead, back of the net for North Dakota. A ton of traffic in front, and the shot from the junior D-man finds its way past Brandon Bussey.
Well, it's a good job, and this is what Kierstead does so well. You saw when he did it against Denver, he threaded one through that actually hit Machad on the back. But again, this one here, the traffic in front, just no one can see anything there. And he does a good job of just getting that thing right on target. You get layers of body in front, and that's what happened on this goal. Is it's just a really good, well-placed shot. You got Machad driving to the net. You got Pinto. Well, all of a sudden, what that does is it brings in both defensemen. As you see, Bennett was standing right in front as defenseman, just trying to fend off. And it's just a tough situation for the goaltender to have to look through 4 layers of bodies. And Kierstead gives North Dakota the 2-0 lead.
6th of the season for Matt Kierstead, the young man from Elk River, Minnesota. Offside the call here against North Dakota, but the assist to Frisch. Weatherby on the secondary. Back-to-back goals in the span of 4 minutes for the home team. Caulfield getting him going. Kierstead joining in. 2-0 North Dakota.
South Dakota Class AA history was made this year. I'm Yelena Lanson with your Seymour's Direct Midco Minute. Matthew Moores of Yankton became the all-time leading scorer in South Dakota AA history on February 14th. Even though his historic night ended in a loss for the team, the junior reflected on his monumental mark alongside his coach Chris Haynes.
Well, it's all my hard work being put on to display, and obviously we would have liked to come out with a W tonight, but that's just how it goes sometimes, and we'll get better.
Incredible company, surpassing Eric Klein and one of the greats here, Jason Sutherland and Mike Miller. To be in that category with those names is pretty impressive, and now to be on the top of that list, I guess, is at least the scoring part, and is quite an accomplishment, and happy for Matthew. Just like he said, it's hours and hours and hours of hard work in the gym that he's put in, so we're super happy for him and super proud of him.
I'm Elena Lanson, and this has been your Midco Minute.
The middle of the second, big momentum shift in this hockey game. North Dakota with a couple of goals. A 2-0 advantage courtesy of Matt Kierstead and Judd Caulfield.
And I was worried about Kierstead. He was favoring that left hand when he blocked that one shot. Didn't seem to phase him there as he got a good wrister right on target.
Kierstead 2 times NCHC Defenseman of the Week in the second half.
Well, I know there was some assistant general managers from the NHL in a couple weekends ago, and they were disappointed when he was out of the lineup, because there's a guy that, like I say, he's generating a lot of interest from these NHL teams. I know a couple that are in here tonight specifically looking at him.
Not, of course, just the junior. UND fans hoping that, like Colton Pullman a year ago and a lot of other players in this program, he's able to maybe bide his time and wait a little bit and come back for his senior season.
Another guy that's really that I'm interested in and hearing some buzz on is a guy, Cole Smith, who's again out of the lineup tonight. Guy that I think you'll see tomorrow, but plays a very, I think Andy Murray would have loved a guy like Cole Smith. He just oozes what Andy Murray's all about. Just a very simple north-south game, hard-nosed, does all the little things, gets pucks in, and he's generating some buzz in the NHL as well.
Clearance here for North Dakota. Adder, getting in the way of Casey Johnson.
It's once you start going away, you can go back and get in front of a body when you go directly at the puck.
Western Michigan now, the odd man chance that nearly got deflected past Adam's shield by his own man. Pullman, though, the stick on the puck, able to push it wide.
Last year for North Dakota, that would have went in the net. That's the way their luck went.
We saw it happen a lot.
Yes, we
in
did.
This building especially. Bernard Docker trying to activate from the back off the skates and down. Added the touch, it'll be an icing against the home team. 5:02 left in the middle frame, 2-0 North Dakota.
I think Brad Berry might use a timeout here.
Yeah, you can see the motion. Some tired bodies on the ice.
He wants to talk to Sullivan about something too. You see Dane Jackson getting in there. He's like, hang on, Dane, I got this here.
Brad saying that he would not like the challenge. Joe was just confirming that this was just a friendly conversation, not a request for an actual review, either on an offside or on the touch on the icing. Either way, a chance for UND to catch their breath. Western Michigan in offensive zone face-off on the way. We've said this again, the second to last regular season weekend in the NCHC. North Dakota next week will be on the road at Omaha, a pair of games you can watch live here on Midco Sports Network. Western Michigan back home. They will close out the regular campaign against Miami.
I don't know why North Dakota, you see Dane Jackson looking puzzled over there. I don't know what it is that they're mad about here. They're not happy. You can see they're not happy about it. I don't know what it is.
We'll try and get confirmation of that. Perhaps it might come during our next commercial break for you. North Dakota able to win possession off the face-off. Here is Pinso, the freshman from New York, up to Weatherby. Already an assist tonight. Oh, nearly a chance there as Kierstead tried to find Mashad. The pass broken up. Western looking for an outlet. Gallant there. He'll bat it forward. Partial change for the Broncos. Josh Passold off the bench, nearly creating an opportunity in front. And now another turnover here as Weatherby throws it right off the skate to the junior forward. No harm comes of it, though.
It's a hand pass, yeah.
Hand pass in the end by the home team.
Yeah, it was a delayed whistle on the hand pass. It clearly was. Rashad hit the puck up because he was trying to just get it out of the zone, and then Pinto picked it up. It's just a late whistle, but it was the right call there. Clearly a hand pass.
Chance now for the Broncos with a face-off to the right of Adam Shield, who's not had much to do this period. Just one save for Shield after having 7 in the opening 20 minutes.
Well, North Dakota's been very good defensively.
Play has been all at Brandon Bussey's end, and when Western's got it down here, it's either been a shot block, a turnover forced. Good effort by all 5 men on the ice, wearing white and green, when Western's had the puck in their end. Ethan Frank now trying to generate something. His pass off the mark. Kucharik up from the back. Tight angle shot that went in front of Shield. Kept in this time. Warad now. Big deflection off of Weatherby's stick off the glass. A shot, a big swing. Not clear yet. Kierstead now will retrieve. Smart play by the junior defenseman.
Great reverse.
North Dakota up 2-0. Goals from Judd Caulfield and Matt Kierstead in this period. The difference so far.
Careful.
North Dakota nearly caught in a change that time. Good hustle by UND to get back out. Washi tried to dangle past Bast. Broken up. Samuelson joining the play. Poland. Oh, had half a step that time, and Shield had to be ready as Washi was there. Able to take the rebound and direct it goalward. Good stop by the sophomore netminder to keep the score 2-0 with 3:08 left in the second.
Getting ready for a big event doesn't need to be complicated just because of limited mobility. At Your Home Medical Essentials, we offer solutions, giving you the freedom to stay in the game. Your life, your health, your home. Your Home Medical Essentials.
When you simplify, you have more time for life. Simplify your life with Hugo's Family Marketplace. When the eternal question arises, what's for dinner? Hugo's has the answer in their deli department. Choose from hearty to heart healthy with a wide variety of convenient take-home choices and ready-to-eat options. From sandwiches to salads to main entrees, let Hugo's do the cooking tonight.
More low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
If someone you know suffers from sleep apnea, CPAP therapy may be the perfect solution for restoring restful sleep. CPAP therapy alleviates chronic snoring, restlessness, and sleep deprivation that leads to daytime fatigue. Rest easy with Your Home Medical Essentials.
Closing stages of period number 2 here in Grand Forks. North Dakota a 2-0 lead over Western Michigan. They lead the Broncos by 12 points in the NCHC standings. A win tonight would put them that much closer to clinching their 3rd Penrose Cup in the last 6 years. Andy Murray's squad trying to maintain their grip on home ice. Results not going their way tonight, though. St. Cloud State leading Denver 3-1 now, that score over at the Brooks Center. Face-off win. Samuelson throwing one goalward from the points. Long rebound out to Bowen. Duluth, by the way, up 1-0 on Colorado College that game in the first. Shot from Bowen sticked away by Bussey and out of play.
There's going to be a shocking score around college hockey right now.
And what would that be, Jake?
Bemidji State Beavers, 2-0. They're up on Mankato. That's it. I tell you, this Bemidji State team, I talked about them a couple weeks ago, how they just have been red hot as well. And there's a lot at stake. That's for the McNaughton Cup, for the league title there. And Bemidji State, it was knotted up at zeros after 2 periods. Bemidji State with 2 quick goals in the start of that 3rd period. So, wow, could have some tight races in the WCHA. And that's a team that Bemidji, I think they're up to 10 in the pairwise already.
Yeah, so they were 11 coming into the weekends. That was a team that gave UND a hard time back at the start of the season.
You're right,
took North Dakota to overtime. Good chance there in front as Johnson nearly fined Bowen. Bemidji, I believe, has to sweep that series to win a share of the McNaughton over Minnesota State. Those two split earlier in the season in Mankato. We'll be keeping an eye on that one, as well as the Mavericks, of course, are right behind North Dakota in the pairwise, as that shot by DiPietro gets knocked aside by Shield. Contact in the corner. Here's Rushoff. Thought about the wraparound. He's got Adard waiting. The pass behind the freshman defenseman.
Husky's down there battling in front.
He and DiPietro mixing it up. Dawson DiPietro, by the way, one of the guys that this Western Michigan staff singled out as a young man who likes to play the villain, were the words specifically. He and Wade Allison both love coming into opposing buildings and kind of playing that pantomime villain role where you kind of get the opposing crowd riled up. You don't mind celebrating a little bit extra when you score a goal or make a play.
Well, and that's why I say it's a fun building, Lawson, to play in, because the fans are so ruckus, and it's one of those a lot of those players strive on.
Joe Sullivan, by the way, falling a moment ago. Now a big hit here as Allison gets spilled by Kawaguchi. Mismatch with it. Up top, Bernard Docker blocked down in front. Second chance there, Adams saved by Bussey. Couple of good opportunities, though, for North Dakota. This UND offense coming to life in period number 2.
Yeah, another opportunity right there. Just a good job by Bussey making that save. You had Kawaguchi lurking around right in front for that rebound. Big save. It's critical that this thing is only a 2-0 advantage for North Dakota. I feel for Western Michigan hasn't been a very good period for them. They haven't generated a whole lot of opportunities. Credit to North Dakota, though. They've been very good defensively. It was one of those things that I felt like they were really going to drill down and take a lot of pride in, and as that was getting guys back and helping out with defensemen. So far, they've been superb tonight.
Face-off won by Weatherby. Pinto's shot blocked, though. Here come the Broncos now. Lawton Portnall. His shot sticked aside by Frisch. Puck up and over the glass into the student section next to the penalty box with 1:07 left in the period. Negotiations on who gets to keep that puck. Andy Murray's squad a little better of the play over the last couple of minutes.
Yep, I agree.
Adam Schill forced into several saves. Shots much more even than they were just a moment ago. Big stop by Brandon Bussey, though. We're in the last 60 seconds to keep it 2-0. He's been beaten twice in this period. The 6'4" netminder out of Sound Beach, New York. Bussey, by the way, had committed to St. Lawrence initially, decommitted, reopened his recruitment. Arizona State was in after him. Western Michigan, of course, made a late push. The competitiveness of the conference is what won Bussey over in the end, according to the coaching staff. He wanted to play against the best in the country. He's getting a chance to here tonight as that shot by DiPietro goes just wide.
I think he wanted a slashing call on that play, too.
So just the one penalty all night combines as that puck goes over the glass and out. Bit of a stop-start end to the second period. A lot of stoppages here in game number 1 in this middle stanza.
Yeah, this is still a dangerous team. You see the push that they're coming with here, Alex. And boy, if they could get the next one, that'd be a big boost and a lift for those guys. I mean, they're just so skilled and talented, and so they move up so quick that you got to play a full 60-minute game. So if there's just any little lapse in there, they're going to find themselves right into this hockey game.
Final 30 seconds now of the second. I think this North Dakota team well aware of the threat that Western Michigan poses. Ethan Frank with Pinto right on his back, and a penalty here as Pinto's going to be called for the holds.
There you go. I mean, it's that quick. Pinto's going to argue the call, but what happens is he gets the hand in, the stick, and the wrap on. Once that puck, you get by with that all day long as the puck stays in the vicinity in the feet area as we listen in here with the call.
Number 22, North Dakota, 2 minutes holding.
And it's once that puck shoots out, you'll see right here, there's the wrap, okay? but the puck isn't in the feet. Once it gets to there and he hasn't released, the arm shoots up and it's a holding call. Just 15 seconds left. It'd be huge if they could generate and get a goal here, but nonetheless, they will come out and start with the man advantage.
First power play opportunity brought to you by Chevrolet for Western Michigan tonight. North Dakota's PK, one of the best in the country again this season. Tops in the NCHC, 6th in the NCAA. Western Michigan's power play 23rd in the country, just under 20% on the season. They will not have enough time to get much off here as the horn sounds to signal the end of period number 2. 1:45 will be left on that Chevy power play for Western Michigan when period number 3 begins. Coming up during the break, have a chance to chat with junior forward Josh Passelt. Plus, we'll hear from that 7-member senior class for this North Dakota squad playing their final regular season home series this weekend. We'll also update you on what else is going on around the NCHC. A couple of goals to tell you about in the second as well. Judd Caulfield, Matt Kierstead getting North Dakota on the board here in the second. 2-0 our score after 40 minutes from Grand Forks.
Got a full tank of gas, but your car needs a new set of tires and your wallet's running on empty? Hit the road to Northwest Tire and you won't take a hit to your finances. With tires starting at $199.99 plus installation. If your cash on hand is closer to E than that, it's still not a problem. We have financing available. And the E must stand for easy because it's super easy to apply online at nwtire.com. Go ahead and change your tires with the change in your pockets at Northwest Tire.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
When you simplify, you have more time for life. Simplify your life with Hugo's Family Marketplace. No time to run to the grocery store? Hugo's can help. Just click on gohugos.com and place your order online. We'll fill your order, and you can either pick it up curbside or have it delivered to your home or business. It's really that easy. Just go to gohugos.com for all the details.
More low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
An important surge in period number 2 for the home team. North Dakota with a pair of goals to take the 2-0 advantage into second intermission. Josh Passelt and the Broncos some work to do now over the final 20 minutes. Josh standing by with our Katie Hale.
Well, that's right, Alex. They do have some work to do. However, they have a huge opportunity to start the third period. Josh, you know, offensively, both of these teams are very strong. You're playing really your third game as a team, healthy with a full lineup. You have 20 minutes left. How do you take this opportunity to start the third on a power play and get a goal?
Yeah, well, if anything, we got to use it to get some momentum going here. Big opportunity. Hopefully get one out there early and go from there.
Defensively, you have also played very strong, especially in the last 12 games. Only 2 goals allowed, 9 out of the 12 games. North Dakota has 2 goals. How do you stop and prevent any more goals coming your way?
We just got to keep doing what we did in the first. And we let up a little bit there in the second. They got two on us. And, we just got to worry about getting that first one and going from there.
All right, well, good luck in the third. Thanks for talking with me, Josh.
Thanks.
Well, and Alex, head coach Andy Murray also talked about over the last 12 games, 2 areas that has helped them succeed is defensive zone faceoff, and blocking shots in the defensive zone. That will be huge for them in the third period.
They've been good at both of those areas here tonight. This is a Western team that is very much in this game, as you were saying just a moment ago, Jake. What do they need to do to kind of get over the hump and try and find a way past Adam Scheel in the third?
Well, they're just one play away from getting themselves in this game. I mean, that's how quick they can strike. So I think for them it's number one, if you don't score in the power play, it's generating some momentum with that, and then utilizing that and playing their fast hockey game, and just you're hoping that you just win a race for a puck, or you make that stretch pass, you catch North Dakota maybe just off anticipation of that, and then you go down and you got to score on your golden opportunities. They're not going to have many the way it looks like tonight, so any grade A's got to find the back of the net.
Got to take advantage of the ones that you got. It is a Western team with a ton of firepower. We'll see if they can get one past Adam Scheel over the final 20 minutes. When we come back, a chance to hear from some of the seniors on this North Dakota squad. That's next here on MidcoSN.
The National Collegiate Hockey Conference, home to where historical greatness intersects with new tradition. Dreams are fulfilled and champions are made. Innovation and leadership are a priority. A player's passion and a fan's love for the game meet. leaders develop, and future professionals compete. Home to 4 straight national champions. This is the National Collegiate Hockey Conference.
Midco Sports Network is proud once again to bring you the best NSIC basketball coverage. We'll have more than 30 live games throughout the season, including the always exciting conference tournament right here at the Sanford Pentagon, where anything can happen.
For the win, yes! At the buzzer!
You can also stay up to speed on our social media channels because we cover the conference like no other. Check out our live game schedule at midcosn.com.
When you simplify, you have more time for life. Simplify your life with Hugo's Family Marketplace. No time to run to the grocery store? Hugo's can help. Just click on GoHugos.com and place your order online. We'll fill your order, and you can either pick it up curbside or have it delivered to your home or business. It's really that easy. Just go to GoHugos.com for all the details.
More low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
This game on Midco Sports Network is presented by Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
It's been a popcorn kind of a game, entertaining, back and forth. Obviously, just the 2 goals to show for what has been a back and forth affair. North Dakota up 2-0 on the strength of those 2 second period tallies from Matt Kierstead and Judd Caulfield. Now, neither of those guys are seniors. There are 7 members, though, of this UND squad that are starting to wind down their college careers here in Grand Forks. We had a chance recently to catch up with the class of 2020 and hear their thoughts on their time at UND, beginning with the beginning.
I think I was 19 when I committed to UND. I just finished up my first year in the USHL, and I was really excited first and foremost. Just it was always a dream to go to UND for sure, and you know that was kind of the place to be, I guess. I'd never really wanted to go to any other college.
Actually, it was Coach Haxall at the time that called me and gave me an offer, and I'd always grown up close to North Dakota. I was always a huge fan of them, so when they came and showed interest in me, it was an unbelievable feeling. And then when I finally got that offer, I was so excited. I remember I was really excited that I planned on coming here, whether it was a year or 2 after playing juniors, but it was a great feeling.
When I first got the call from Brad Berry, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. Just being from here, I thought going to North Dakota was always my dream school, and I mean, it's always been my dream, and couldn't stop thinking like, wow, this is really going to happen. And then when I got to campus, it just blew up. I mean, I think everything fell into place, and I just think that this was the greatest decision of my life.
I was just getting off a year of juniors. I played in Penticton, British Columbia, and yeah, I visited a couple schools, but I knew this was the place for me. I was just waiting for North Dakota to give me an offer, and I've always wanted to play here. My dad's played here, and the tradition's so special, so it was a no-brainer.
When I committed, I was an old guy. I was 20 years old in my last year of juniors, and we was just before playoffs. I came on a visit, and at that time, I got an opportunity to come play here, and it's something I couldn't pass up. You know, I don't know if it really hit me till a couple days later. I remember driving back home with my dad, and we just kind of sat there in silence. We just couldn't believe that it actually finally happened, and it was unbelievable.
I was about 16 years old when 17 years old when the recruiting process started to happen. Started researching some schools and seeing North Dakota at the top of every list in terms of their facilities and their fans. So to get that invite from Brad and Dave Haxall at the time was something pretty special. And coming in, I didn't know anyone. Didn't play with a guy, didn't know someone from being in the summer league. It was a really fresh start for me.
It was a lot of fun. The boys, there's 2 groups. One was on the first floor and one was on the bottom floor. And you know, we were always hanging out and goofing around a little bit.
We had me, Pesky in one room, and then in our suite was Dixon and Josie, and then downstairs was Colton, Ludi, Janner, and Schmitty, and the guys downstairs, they were kind of the more mature guys, but upstairs, I mean, we were blasting music all the time. I mean, messing around. We'd have like movie nights with all of us in one room.
You know, each person kind of brought something different. I liked how, I think we had different people in all different situations, which kind of makes things fun.
You know, I think we really gelled right from the get-go, right from that summer going into our freshman year. Guys are really accepting, you know, coming in and working out with Pooley and skating with them too. So it was a little intimidating at first, but once you kind of get your feet wet, it's a lot of fun.
People from all the different kinds of backgrounds that come together, and you're basically just thrown to live together in the summer. And you just start to get to know each other, you get to know their little things about them. And I think that summer is really what sets forth your freshman year.
For that group, we will hear from them again tomorrow night in part 2 of our senior class retrospective. By the way, one of the guys who they mentioned, Tyson Jost, who was a part of this group, he's celebrating senior night playing for the Avalanche, and he had 2 goals this evening in a 3-2 Lanch win. So congrats to Tyson, sharing his senior weekend with a couple players in the pros. When we come back, Jake Brandt will rejoin me. We'll chat about that second period and show you those goals once again from Kierstead and Caulfield. That's coming up next here from the Wrap.
March Madness is quickly approaching, and Midco SN has you covered. I'm Elena Lanson with your C-Mortgage Direct Midco Minute. It's that time of year again when your favorite NSIC and Summit League teams tip off in the highly anticipated tournaments. Tune in to Midco SN first on Saturday, February 29th for the quarterfinals for the men's NSIC tournament, followed by the women on Sunday. Watch over the next few days as the 2020 tournament champions are crowned on Tuesday the 3rd, the men at 5 and the women at 7:30. The Summit League tournament quarterfinals start the 7th with games at 12, 2:30, 6, and 8:30, and run through Sunday with semifinals on Monday. The men's and women's final game will be on Tuesday the 10th on ESPNU for the women and ESPN2 for the men. Follow your favorite teams leading into the tournaments by following at Midco SN and the hashtag #ReachTheSummit. We'll see you there. I'm Elena Lanson, and this has been your Midco Minute.
Midco is your connection to the greatest shows on TV, the biggest movies, and must-see sporting events. The entertainment everyone will be talking about tomorrow is available through Midco today. Midco Cable TV and high-speed internet connect you to everything you love, all in one place. Get connected with Midco today.
This game on Midco Sports Network is presented by Farmers Union Insurance and Home of Economy.
A 2-goal second period has North Dakota out in front over Western Michigan in Game 1 of this NCHC series. UND moving a little closer to potentially clinching a Penrose Cup, maybe even tonight. We'll keep you posted on what's happening out in Springs. Jake, what did you see in that second period as we look at the highlights? What impressed you from this North Dakota squad after a scoreless opening 20?
Well, the defensive side of things continue to be there, and that's, I think, frustrating this Western team that likes to run and go north in a hurry. And then we talked about the transition. Here it is. You see the quick transition up. It's a 3-on-2 and just an excellent goal scorer's goal by Caulfield, but an excellent pass here by Bernard Docker just to get that over, and Caulfield just, rather than one-touch that, he shows the poise, the patience, draws it over from his forehand to his backhand and makes a goal.
4th goal of the season for Judd, his 3rd against Western, and then 4 minutes later, Matt Kierstead able to find a way through all the traffic to beat Brandon Bussey and make it 2-0.
It's just a great play. This puck has eyes, and he's able to get that through. Nothing the goaltender Bussey could do as he's had 4 bodies in front of him.
Everything's still pretty even between these two. Again, Western will start period number 3 on the power play. North Dakota doing a little better job in that second period in the face-off circle, now in the ascendancy in that category, 22-21. Miami already a winner tonight over Omaha in the NCHC. St. Cloud all over Denver. It looks like the Pioneers are going to fall there. This would be the 7th game in a row for St. Cloud State without a loss. And then Duluth up 2-1 now. Old friend Chris Wilkie with the big goal in that one to keep Duluth within reach. If these results hold, by the way, you would have Western on 35 points in 3rd place, Denver on 34 in 4th, and St. Cloud on 33 in 5th, if these results hold. So hang in there. 3rd period coming your way next.
When there's work to be done, water and mud can't stand in your way. So plow right through in a pair of muck boots from Home of Economy. Made from neoprene and heavy-duty rubber, muck boots are designed for total comfort with a snug fit and built-in arch support. So you stay dry and strong on your feet. And with options like steel toe and Arctic insulation, you'll always find the right muck boots at the guaranteed lowest price.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
North Dakota High School Activities Association works for 168 member high schools across the state, as well as about 30,000 student participants, and we sponsor 22 different sports and 5 fine arts activities for those individuals to participate in. Farmers Union Insurance is a big part of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Wherever we are, they are, and that's a great thing for our organization.
This game on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by Chevrolet and the 2020 Chevy Equinox. Find new roads.
Moments away from the start of period number 3 here at the Ralph in game number 1. Katie standing by ringside now with UND associate head coach Dane Jackson.
Coach, huge penalty kill for North Dakota to start the third period. Over 2 periods. North Dakota's done a great job shutting down prime scoring opportunities for the Broncos. How do you get through the PK? Get the win tonight.
Yeah, a big part of our PK is trying to check up ice. If we can kind of disrupt them a little bit and hold lines and on that make that a real hard on that initial entry, that's a big deal for us. When these guys get eyes up in zone, they're sharp. So same thing as always, just great sticks and don't allow seam passes. Just try to go on triggers and dictate to them.
I like it. Status quo equals success. Good luck, Coach. Thank you. Alex.
Thanks, Katie. 2-0 our score, 20 minutes left in regulation. Here we go in game number 1. 2 of the top teams in the conference, 2 of the best in the country. Wade Allison driving forward. A quiet night for him so far. Still time left though for this Bronco team as that shot pushed just wide of Shield. Dawson DiPietro with the attempt from the points. Shield with 12 saves tonight. Another one there, getting the pad down, is Cole McGing, or Hugh McGing. Ooh, all over the place here to start period number 3. McGing the shot, saved by Shield. Here's McGing again. Another stop by the sophomore, still loose in front, pushed just wide. A lot of bodies wearing white and green protecting Adam Shield.
Well, Dane Jackson talked about it. They had to meet real good on the zone entry, and Western Michigan was able to walk in at ease. Here you're going to do it again and have a couple real good opportunities here. So for Adam Shield, he steps up. A lot of times your penalty killer needs to be your goaltender, the best guy in there. And I feel like Shield's done a real good job. You're going to see this is going to be that a redirect right in front. So that's a tough save as you got Rushoff, who's a big body right in front, getting his stick down as they look for that redirect in front. Sometimes they're not looking for that shot. His positioning's grade A there. Pesky's got to do a better job getting on the defensive side, but because Rushoff's such a big body, does a good job opening up there.
Tough break that time as Dixon Bowen tried to make the clearance. It hit off the leg of an opponent and bounced right into the path of McGing, who had a great chance to make it 2-1. Partial clearance for UND as the Chevy power play continues. That shot pushed just wide. Western Michigan with 3 shots on goal on the man advantage already. Good look in front. What a save by Shield, sliding across to slam the door on Ronnie Adard. Oh boy, here we go. A little melee in the corner. It's our officiating crew quick to break it up. How is this not 2-1?
How about that guy? Yeah, exactly. This is what he does so well on the penalty kill. He reads plays exceptionally well. He gets a great push, and how he gets over and makes that right padded save on this puck. I mean, this is a gaping open, wide open net. And look at that. Not only does he make the save, but he just is able to seal it off with no rebound. Wow. I don't know how that didn't go in.
Adam Shield, 16 saves now. He's had a couple of big ones. And his team is going to be down another man here, it appears.
Well, they both are.
They're going to send them both. Sorry, just Kierstead now in the box.
What's in the house?
So Josh Passel might be the Bronco that's in there as well.
Again, Western, though, talk about, even if they don't score here, boy, they've done a real good job of setting this third period up to build with some of the momentum coming off of this power play. They've been real sharp here early.
You hear the Western Michigan coaching staff arguing that this faceoff should be in the offensive zone for the Broncos based on where the scrum took place.
The problem is, Alex, is the defenseman came down in. Only one defenseman stayed back. The second one of them comes in and creates and engages into the play. Both of them need to stay up top, and that's why the faceoff's outside. North Dakota gets the kill, but again, Western Michigan, a good job to now look to build momentum off of this.
Good stick handling here, a good opportunity by Cam Leap, the defenseman, who's shown some pretty good gloves here tonight. Used good hands, getting his way through the North Dakota defense. Another stop by Shield. Power play over. Both teams now 0 for 1 in the man advantage tonight. Chance in front, another redirect that Rushoff nearly lifted past Shield. The sophomore, though, in the right place once again to make the stop and keep this 2-0.
Well, he's been brilliant tonight. He looks like he was in that first half. I mean, the way he's tracking pucks. This is a very difficult save. You're going to see Rushoff go right to the net. Watch this redirect just on the bottom of that circle, and he's able to react and get that glove on it. And again, no rebound, no second opportunity. That's when you know a goaltender's dialed in. Adam Shields dialed in tonight. He's made a couple big saves here to start this third period.
This is a young man that has not played since the 24th of January. It's been a while for Adam Shield, and he was so brilliant in the first half of the season. Saw some time on the bench as Peter Thome took the spot in recent weeks, but he has picked up right where he left off from December, from the last time that he played Western Michigan.
Well, you look at the statistics of two goaltenders that right up on top. I mean, Shield in NCHC play, or Thome in NCHC plays like number one.
Tops in goals against, tops in save percentage in conference games this year. But then Shield is number one in the conference overall. If you look at the entire season in goals against average, what a good problem for Brad Berry and this coaching staff to have.
I think you could look at who else is on that bench and give a little kudos to the guy, because I think you're seeing the growth in both goaltenders, what Carl Gehring has meant for these guys. Now all of a sudden he's got a couple of goaltenders. You got options, right? A friendly, competitive battle they have going on their hands.
Shot by Kucharik, pushed the side to the corner. North Dakota trying to release. Blaisdell saw that puck slide just underneath his stick. Get pushed into the corner. It's been all Western to start period number 3, but North Dakota still leads, and they've got the puck now deep. Jackson Keene and Judd Caulfield tied up by McGing and Kucharik in the corner. Toyota to help out. It comes to the point. Busty with another sliding save on the point shot from Ethan Frisch. Broncos now with the clear. Then Western 15th in the pairwise, entering tonight squarely on the bubble. Win or, well, excuse me, I shouldn't say that. Lose against North Dakota this weekend doesn't really hurt you too much, but it's essentially a free swing, a great opportunity to move up in the standings. They will not have that chance next week against the Miami team that's in the low 40s pairwise. So this is their best opportunity before the frozen faceoff to gain some grounds, get themselves in a comfortable position heading into tournament time. They played well tonight, but North Dakota has just been a little more clinical. Cam Lee now coming forward once again. And this is, shot now pushed in front again. Shield there, and it trickles across. Dawson DiPietro. First goal of the game for the Broncos, and it's a big one. 2-1 our score. Western halves the deficit.
Well, you felt the push coming, and they did a great job. They built off of that power play. Here, you're just going to throw this puck to the net. He gets a couple whacks on it, and that's what's able to DiPietro. Look at, there's the first one, and there's the second one. They're going to take a look at this and review it, but there's no doubt about it. DiPietro on the second whack was just able to get Shield to open the legs up just a little bit and squeeze that through. So it's a huge goal for Western Michigan, who, Alex, I think has been phenomenal in this third period.
They have certainly come out with the point to prove. But there's the initial save, the second save, and then the third, just as you said.
And I want to say that was Cam Lee that just threw a sharp angle shot, and that's a great play. I feel like Cam Lee's been real good tonight as well. Called his name quite a few times, and he makes a smart play here. He realizes that North Dakota's doing a good job defensively, so he's going to just take a sharp angle shot. What he does is he hits the net with it. That allows the puck to continue to stay in play, and DiPietro gets the first whack at it, and then it's the second one that opens up the legs. I think you'll see the refs come out, point to center ice. We got ourselves a hockey game here, folks.
Following video review, the call on the ice is confirmed. We have a goal.
Joe Sullivan with the call, as expected. DiPietro's 12th goal of the campaign. The senior from Ohio with a big one there. Western Michigan certainly had been knocking on the door to start period number 3, gaining momentum on the power play, and then eventually scoring even strength. Cam Lee, the primary assist and the only assist on that goal. The senior D-man from Nova Scotia, but now there's a chance here. Mashad Weatherby, another save by Bussey. That's how quick North Dakota can strike. You see at the other end, instant offense from this second line.
Yeah, it's just a turnover real quick there, and Weatherby a quick shot on goal. And again, Bussey does a good job. There's just a quick little stick battle there that Shane Pinto wins. Mashad dishes it off to Weatherby, but again, a good save there. No rebound at all for Bussey.
15th stop of the night for the freshman from New York. Bussey led the USHL in wins and shutouts last season for Muskegon. Confident goaltender.
When he's a big guy, 6'4", 215.
Yeah, big man. The opposite of Ben Blacker, who's under 6 foot. Josh Poland now coming forward, but offside with 14:58 left in the third. Back to a one-goal hockey game, courtesy of that man, Dawson DiPietro with the goal. 2-1 our score.
Steffes, an innovative North Dakota-based manufacturer, is looking for talented individuals to join our growing team in Grand Forks. As a family-owned and operated business, we know that our success comes not from what we produce, but the people behind our products. As a member of the Steffes team, you'll be helping to revolutionize the industries we serve. If you're ready for a fast-paced, rewarding career with opportunities for advancement, apply today at Steffes.com. Steffes, customer-focused, solution-driven, field-proven.
Don't drive all over town looking for a place to service your import. Broughton's Quality Auto Service is Grand Forks' #1 import repair shop. Broughton specializes in Audi, Volvo, BMW, and Volkswagen. Schedule an appointment online at broughtonsauto.com. And don't forget about our 10% student and military discount. Broughton's Quality Auto Service, now with 2 locations. We work hard to make things easier for import owners like you.
Tonight, just game 1 in this 2-game series. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock our start. Game number 2 between North Dakota and Western Michigan in this building. Will UND be looking to complete the sweep and earn the Penrose outright? Will Western be looking for perhaps a share of the spoils as well? Still a lot to be decided, of course, tonight. 14:58 left in the third. Alongside Jake Brandt and Katie Hale and our Midco-SN crew, I'm Alex Seinert. Jeremy Klein, our producer this evening. As always, Mike Dermott, our director. Ryan Kelly, our tech director, making a long trip up from Florida this morning to be a part of the broadcast. A good battle here tonight between 2 teams with much to play for. North Dakota trying to get back on the winning track after a win this weekend in St. Cloud. Western coming off a split against Duluth, fighting for home ice and their NCAA tournament lives here this weekend. Paul Washi thought about the shot. His pass knocked down by Bowen. Chance now for the odd man rush for the home team. A mismatch. Cross ice towards Blaisdell. Took a deflection off his chest. Bussey standing firm on that near post. Western gets it clear. Poland over the head of Mismatch that time, over to Kingston. Sophomore forward fires it down, stopped by Shield. Dangerous pass there, McGing. Over to Kingston now. Blaisdell, good defensive work. North Dakota, a bit of a sloppy clearance that time, and Western nearly making them pay. Mike Joyo now leaving it. Gallant, Kingston, Shield the save. Rebound there, second stop by the sophomore, and Shield quick to cover. Another good chance generated by the Broncos early in the third. It's been one after the next for the visitors from Kalamazoo.
Boy, it really has. If you're Brad Berry, you might wish you had your time out here, because you really sense where this game is tilted in Western Michigan's direction. You can't send out that line of sending Smith and Hain right now, because two of them off that line are out of the lineup. So I feel like they really lean on that line to change momentum in games. I thought it would be a big part of this game, and we're seeing it come unfolding right here.
Good face-off win there by Pinso. Go ahead, Jake, sorry.
They need this line. They need a line to really step up and try and, put the ball back into Western Michigan's side. It's just been all down in North Dakota's zone. So you figured that the opportunity was going to be there for Western. They came out, had a real good power play, didn't score, but the momentum they built off it has been pretty ridiculous right now in their favor.
And they've been playing downhill for the opening 7 minutes as that shot goes just wide of Shield. And Gavin Hain missing his 5th straight game with a lower body injury. Cole Smith missing his first in over 2 years. The last time he was not in the lineup, January the 27th of 2018. And that was only because of suspension after he got kicked out of a game against Denver and then missed the following night. Pullman taken down. We play on, though. Smith, by the way, a streak of 80 consecutive games broken here tonight. As Jake has said, though, he's expected to be back in the lineup tomorrow, much like Gordon Kawaguchi missing last Saturday's game against St. Cloud. Maintenance day for Cole to have another opportunity to heal up, rest up, and get ready to go.
Well, and I've said that he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be real hard to replace off this team next year. You can go out and you can find those high-end level skill guys, but what he brings is just so unique within itself that there's guys like him that just aren't lurking around all over the place.
Their bodies flying all over the place. Sticks knocked up in the air. We saw Passelt lost his a moment ago. Finally whistles here in front of the Western bench with 11:54 left in this final frame of regulation.
Western Michigan already 12 shots on goal just in this third period. They had 12 all of the first 2 periods combined for this 24 shot total. So 12 3 shots on goal. Boy, tip your hat to Western Michigan. They've been awfully good this period.
You said it. They have certainly taken the game by the scruff of the neck here in the third. The big goal by DiPietro getting them back in it. Courtnall now that here's Mismatch now. Loses out and gets tangled up. He's got to be careful over there with the referees watching. Out of your picture, that's on Mismatch with words and maybe an action or two in the direction of Jared Kucharek, but no penalty comes. Grant showing restraint, thankfully, from the North Dakota perspective.
I was just going to say, you see the growth in Grant Mismatch's game. When he was a freshman, he might take a retaliatory penalty there. A real good job of making sure he keeps his composure there. It's really easy to give the guy the extra whack. It's always the guy retaliating that gets called for the penalty. So, real good sign to see him just get up and skate to the bench.
Retaliating or retaliating?
Retaliating.
I gotta bust your chops a little bit every now and then. 10:53 left in the third. I've had some bad ones tonight too, buddy. Don't worry about it. Mashad, his shot gets blocked. Frisch off the end boards. Took a carom off the skate that time in the slots. Here comes Gallant now. Nice work by Mashad. Gallant taking down the graduate transfer. Now Shield out of the cage. The chance was there for a moment. North Dakota defense back in droves. Mashad the other way. Headed off by Adder, the big 6'4 freshman D-man, able to throw Mashad to the side.
Western Michigan's done a real good job of playing D. The forwards, for me, on Western have done an excellent job of tracking down.
Oh, another bouncing puck. Bussey able to make the initial stop. Weatherby was there. That one took a couple of deflections and ended up going goalward. The Broncos dodging a break here as North Dakota tries to apply a little pressure of their own. Mark Sendon now. Sophomore center. Another one that just goes right over his stick. DiPietro trying to take advantage. Spinning away from the challenge, and now another. Rushoff joining the rush. Here's Samuelson. Bernard Docker able to get there in front of the big 6'7 forward from Missouri. Rushoff keeping it alive, but it'll trickle out of the zone. Under 10 to play in the third. Still 2-1 our score. One-shot hockey game here in game number 1 at the Ralph. Number 16 Western Michigan, number 3 North Dakota. UND still number 1 in the pairwise, in line for a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, but they would love to snap a 2-game winless streak here tonight. It will not come easy over the final 9 minutes.
That clock is moving slow for North Dakota. Western Michigan still plenty of time here.
Just 1 shot on target. Well, correction, 4 shots on target here in the third for North Dakota. 12, though, for the visitors. And doubling up their total for the opening 40 minutes, as you mentioned, Jake.
Well, and the push has been pretty much all in the defensive zone for North Dakota.
And a turnover here. Can Kawaguchi create something? The nation's second leading scorer, and he gets cleaned out by Bafia. Good to see Jordan back on his feet. Mismatch now. Back to Kawaguchi. The backhand chance. Adams. Kawaguchi. Oh, my goodness. What a feed. Adams. Kawaguchi. 3-1 North Dakota.
Well, that was ridiculous. You're going to see Kawaguchi. He makes a whip of a play. And then Adams makes the whip of a play to find Kawaguchi. And you got Brandon Bussey's laying down on the ice still right now as he was shaken up on the play here. As you're going to see, if a skate got in on his head there, and they're going to go in and look and review this goal. We're going to see right there. Yeah, to me, there's no goaltender interference here because Bussey was coming out and sliding to him. But something with that skate when it came out, you're going to see. I mean, what a play by Adams there. And Kawaguchi just threads that through. But again, folks, Brandon Bussey's still down on his knees right now. And this play is under review. But Alex, for me, like I said, I felt like Bussey was sliding over to make a play on it. He was outside of the blue paint area where Adams went in and whipped the puck back door. Just a heads-up alert blind play that he makes. And who does it find? The one guy, if you're Western Michigan, where you don't want it to hit the stick, and it's Jordan Kawaguchi. If it stands North Dakota up 3-1 when it's been all Western Michigan.
A huge goal for UND in the course of this hockey game and in the context of their season. It would be Kawaguchi's 16th of the year, again the second leading scorer in the country. It'd be his 46th point, just 4 off the nation's lead. You hope Bussey's okay. He's up on his knees now, kind of nodding his head back and forth as you take a look at the officials. Taking a look, again like you, Jake, because Bussey comes out of the crease. You know, it appears that he was the one who created the contact with Adams.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say that they would overturn this for goaltender interference, but it was immediate though. Bussey went down and he was holding his head, just making sure that the freshman is okay.
Yeah, you see him rubbing the neck there. I don't see Ben Blacker anywhere stretching out. I was looking to see if, no, there he is in the tunnel. So he may be not stretching out on the ice, just stretching out down in the tunnel if he has to get inserted in. And that's a tough play for a goaltender to get into a 2-1, 3-1, depending on if the goal counts or not. I think it's going to count.
It's good to see Bussey now back up on his feet off camera. There he is. It was almost, again, the mix between the neck. He kind of got his head bent back a little bit that time as he lunged forward. As you look at Ben Blacker, senior from Ontario, who's played a number of games in this building. Blacker has faced off against North Dakota 5 times in his career. He was the unquestioned starter as a freshman in Kalamazoo. Played the majority of his sophomore season in goal. And then last season, Andy Murray just opened up the competition. Here's the call.
After further review, no goal.
Oh. So they are going to wave this off. And I think Brad Berry, and I think we would also like the explanation of why. Because again, as you said, Jake, when the goaltender comes out like that, and he's the one that creates the contacts.
We're going to take another look at the replay here and see just exactly where. You got to keep your eye on that blue right here. To me, I don't see anything here. I think this is a call that if you're Donnie Adam, you're going to have some explaining to do tomorrow, because the overheads here.
Adams' skate does come into the paint for a moment.
It comes in the moment,
but it's just,
again, for me, the contact, the goaltender goes out, initiates the contact. He's coming over to slide to make a goaltender save on a puck that he feels is going to be just one touch from Adams. And so there's a lot of questions if I'm Brad Berry.
Well, in the moment, it remains 2-1. We're going to step away. 8:29 left in the third.
You say that you're the one for me, the one and only one for me. Don't leave me living with the memory. You're the one for me. You are the one for me. Yeah, you're the one for me.
Find new roads and find the one for you at Dahlstrom Motors in Oslo.
You already know PS Garage Doors is your go-to for new and innovative garage door solutions. But if you realize you don't have enough room behind those doors, then today PS stands for Perfect Storage. That's right, PS Garage Doors now features multiple size storage units available for rent, ranging from 5x10 to 12x25. Our units are clean, watertight, and ready for you at our new location in the Grand Forks Industrial Park. Visit us online at psgaragedoors.com, on Facebook, or give us a call at 772-DOOR.
New goaltender. Western Michigan is making a change as Brandon Bussey just a little bit too shaken up to continue. Ben Blacker, the senior, a former NCHC all-rookie pick, is going to take his spot. This was Bussey a moment ago, being helped off the ice. You hope the freshman, who's been awfully good tonight, 17 saves, keeping this high-flying North Dakota offense at bay. You hope he's all right. Hopefully for tomorrow's game, or at least for the future. You see the numbers on Blacker this season, a much different netminder than the goaltender who he's taking the place of, just 5'11". It's his 7th appearance of the season, just one start this year for Blacker. 329 save percentage, 895. Or excuse me, 895 save percentage, 329 goals against. A 329 save percentage, Jake, would not be great. You probably would not be seeing Ben Blacker here in the lineup, as now Western back to down by just a goal.
Well, it's really a momentum swing of both ways. Number one, you got a new goaltender in net, so if you're North Dakota, no doubt you want to throw anything on and try and test them, but Western's been really the better team in this third period. You go from an emotional high thinking you're up 3-1 to all of a sudden deflating that they...
Casey Johnson!
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. Get one on net. That one got through Blacker off the pipe as Johnson did that all himself.
So that's going to be the mission. You got to get pucks to the net here, because obviously it's a tough situation for Blacker to come into.
Can North Dakota gain a little momentum here? Chance in front again. Weatherby pushes that just wide. Nice feed. Pinto in the slot, spinning, shot blocked down. Jason Poland getting in the way. And Poland a little shaken up. He's going to skate off, clutching that left arm. Portnall wide of the cage. So North Dakota sees that goal disallowed. Kawaguchi's highlight reel tally, courtesy of Colin Adams, will not stand. So it remains 2-1, under 7 minutes to play. Misco there is Baston able to hang on to the puck. No harm comes though. Mismatch looking up. Here comes Adams. 2-on-1 chance. Trying to find Kawaguchi. Great play as Kingston gets back to break it up. Now Kawaguchi back on the puck. His interception trying to put UND in business. Pesky coming forward. Andrew Pesky, who I believe scored his first career goal against Western Michigan in this building. He sensed that goal disallowed. He's gotten the fans certainly fired up and a little more engaged. And it also has sparked North Dakota a bit here. Perhaps that sense of injustice, feeling like they shouldn't have gotten that goal chalked off.
Yeah, you got to play within the game. I mean, when the calls happen, you got to stay disciplined where you don't go over that line, because you can't afford to give Western Michigan any more momentum with the power play.
Let's see if Samuelson is lurking there at the back post. He's got the puck now. Shield the save. Rebound came right out to Rushoff. Another opportunity on the backhands, but Shield was able to knock aside. It was just wide of the cage. Western, though, still generating chances late in this contest, trailing by 1. Big moments in the complexion of the season in the NCHC. Both of these teams with a lot at stake tonight. Magic number 6 for North Dakota in their quest for the Penrose Cup. Their first Penrose since 2016 on the line. And Western Michigan fighting for home ice in the first rounds. And a chance to improve their pairwise stock as the cage just gets knocked off the mooring net time by Drew Warad. 4:49 remaining in the period. We're going to keep it right here. Casey Johnson, a moment ago, the first shot on Ben Blacker squirts right through the wickets, that close from being 3-1.
And that's what I was saying. It's a tough thing for a goaltender to come in here. You've got all the momentum a little bit. Your team's playing really well. And the change in swing with a 3-1 to a 2-1, and all of a sudden you got to go in. When you're cold, you haven't faced a shot since warm-ups. Just not a lot of time left in this game, and it's a high-pressured situation for a goaltender.
Well, you see Jason Poland now out of your picture, skating to the locker room. So the freshman out of Holt, Michigan, shaken up after he blocked that shot a couple of moments ago. Unable to continue, at least for the moments. Another quirk this year where the visitors' locker room is across the ice from the bench as the whistle's blown dead for a hand pass. 4:39 left to play in the third. One-goal hockey game. Number 3 North Dakota up on Western Michigan. Don't go anyplace. The conclusion of regulation coming up next.
Shopping at the Sioux Shop and SiouxShop.com helps grow UND athletics.
When you buy at the Sioux Shop, your money is reinvested back into University of North Dakota athletics, helping develop student athletes through scholarships and support programs.
So, with every jersey, bobblehead, or hoodie purchase, UND student athletes get stronger on the field and in the classroom.
Visit the Sioux Shop inside the Ralph Engelstad Arena in Grand Forks, or shop online at SiouxShop.com.
Whether it's helping employees beat the flu or helping dogs and cats find a forever home, keeping North Dakota well means knowing North Dakota well. And nobody knows it better than Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota account manager Katie Vidal. She meets with our members every day and looks after rescue animals at Furry Friends. For her, it's all about community and pitching in with a helping hand or paw. It's health insurance North Dakota style.
Time now for the Hugo's delivery of the game. Go to shop.gohugos.com to have groceries delivered today. Judd Caulfield, courtesy of Jacob Bernard Docker. That opened the scoring, Jake, and that got UND off on the right foot in period number 2.
Oh, it's a goal scorer's goal. It was beautiful. That's a freshman there who's been held without some points here in a little bit of time. He's down on that fourth line right now. For him to make a play like that, show that poise for a young kid, boy, that just breathes a lot of confidence in him.
2-on-2 chance now. Kawaguchi.
Yeah, just a little too slow on that zone entry with Adams and Kawaguchi.
We do want to update you from Colorado Springs. Andrew Goss has just scored for Colorado College, so the Tigers are now level with Minnesota Duluth. That game is all tied up in two apiece. Remember,
how about Bemidji State?
3-1.
3-1 win for the Beavers tonight. So all of a sudden, tomorrow's game, if Bemidji State wins, they would have a share for that McNaughton Cup. Wow.
How about that? That would be huge for that program.
That win climbs them up to number 10 in the pairwise. They were number 11, like you had said earlier. Team that's been red hot.
And they've been really good at home as well this season. That has been a tough place to go play at the Sanford Center.
It's a team that would be really scary to get into the NCAA. Just their style, they play very good defensively. They pack things in and rely on a bounce, and they can go in and score some goals, and they're getting great goaltending by Zach Driscoll.
3:45 to go in the third. Still a one-goal hockey game here. Game one between these two NCHC rivals, two of the best teams in this conference. Gabe Bass now off the stick of Bowen, no icing here. Ben Blacker again, fresh in the contest. Remember, he played against North Dakota in game 2 out in Kalamazoo. Gave up 5 goals in about 50 minutes of action in that game, replacing Bussey after he had given up 3 goals in the opening 10 minutes. Brandon Bussey banged up on that collision with Colin Adams on the Jordan Kawaguchi goal. Back around the 9-minute mark of this period, that was ruled out for what we assume has been deemed goaltender interference, although no official ruling has been given to us yet. Under 3 minutes now. Broncos looking for an equalizer, but North Dakota keeping the pressure on. Mismatch. Showing off the speed. Shot deflected in front. Blacker down. Weatherby cannot get the centering feed across, and now here comes McGing the other way. Numbers are not there for the Bronco captain, headed off by Ethan Frisch. Good game management here by North Dakota. Putting pressure on Blacker, just keeping the Broncos away from their goal.
Trying to get pucks in deep and just kill that clock down.
There's McGing now leaving it for Samuelson. Shield there, tight to the post.
You will see Blacker come to the bench here rather quickly, though. Just 2:11 left in this third period.
Yes, sir. Portnoy now. McGing centering feed, knocked aside by Frisch. A couple of big plays by the freshman here. And this will be a penalty.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Delayed call going against the Broncos.
It's a tough play, too. It's an interference call. If you're Western Michigan, it's a play where a guy's going where there's a puck. Oh, just the stick is in right where the puck's at, making a play. You could argue he was trying to make a play.
Western Michigan minor penalty number 24, 2 minutes interference.
You could argue he's trying to make a play on the puck here, but well, for there, yeah, you can. That's pretty easy. Yeah, that's pretty easy call. I thought it was where the puck was kind of right by that stick, but he uses the stick to hit the puck.
Interference the call against Matthias Samuelson. I agree with you in the moment. It felt like when you saw it, the puck and the stick were close, like they were right next to each other, but little more than a couple of inches, more like a couple of feet there between.
It looked like a genius play, but unfortunately it's going to cost them. And now all of a sudden, with just a minute 54, you're going to see North Dakota here. They're not going to do anything. Watch, they will. If there's a quick puck at the blue line, they will take it out. They're not going to, go any high risk reward type plays. They'll just back out of the zone.
Pinso with the face-off win, and North Dakota now has most of the cards in this one. Gabe Bass on the power play, board down and in. What a time for Bass to break a long goal drought. Mashad is actually going to get credit for the tip here, and that might just do it from the round tonight. The power play goal for Mashad, 3-1 home team.
Well, there's a reason that North Dakota really wanted this guy. He goes in front of the net. The transfer from Colorado College, knowing for his power play goals for that fast, he just gets a good one-timer on there. But again, similar to the Kiersted goal against Denver that just nicked the shoulder of Weston Mashad. He's a guy that goes in the right area, and this one's just going to hit off of his either stick or leg, and deflect in, and what a big goal there for North Dakota. It's going to be Mashad from Bast and Kiersted on that power play. That has been good. I didn't think the power play looked very good, as we see Glenn Blacker's already off the bench and the extra attacker's on.
So 6-on-5 for Western Michigan. The goal for Mashad, his 15th of the season. Now tied for the team lead as Pinto gets leveled. And now both teams mixing it up here. Shane up on his feet. Penalty coming against the Broncos. Ronnie Adder's going to go to the box, and you give Adder credit right away. He went over to Pinto and kind of put his arm on his back as if to apologize. It was a blindside hit that time. Two of the top freshmen in the conference and in the country colliding. Ooh.
Oh, that's ugly. It almost looks like he gets the elbow up. Hopefully he's a guy that's going to avoid a major. I'm sure they're going to have to review this. They review everything nowadays if there's anything close, so I have a hard time thinking they're not going to review this. And when we slow it down, when we look at it, you'll see if the contact's made in the chest area first, or if the initial contact is on the head or not. This would be one that if they didn't review, I would be extremely shocked, though.
Well, they are going to go to the box now and take a look. After the play, you see Adder. Yeah, he knows that Pinto didn't have his head up that time, and that's a dangerous play. Good sportsmanship there from the freshman. Well, his night is certainly done, and perhaps maybe his weekend too, depending on what they decide. They're probably not enough to merit a suspension, but with 1:16 left in the third, sometimes that's what you get. If it's a game misconduct with this little amount of time left, that just rolls over to game number 2.
Yeah, and Western Michigan, I thought they came in and played themselves a real good game.
They did.
I mean, they had the momentum there in the third period. They came out with a good push. They got that goal, and you felt like it was really, the clock was just kind of slowly ticking away there, and Western kept on putting the pressure on. North Dakota goes down, they get the goal, it gets called back, but again, Brandon Bussey, because of the skate in the neck area where he got it on his head, ruled he couldn't return to action, and Ben Blacker comes in. And like I say, I feel bad for Ben Blacker. It's a tough situation to come in on a tight game, and then all of a sudden North Dakota gets the power play, and it's just it's a goal that he really can't do anything on. It's a one-time with a redirect, the tip in front of the net. All of a sudden it goes in, and then now they're going to find themselves here with not even being able to pull the goaltender with just 1:16 left, irregardless if this is 2 or 5. They're going to finish the night most likely short-handed.
Ryan Hershey and Joe Sullivan taking a look. Jacob Bernard-Docker, by the way, is in the box for North Dakota. There's another Bronco along with Adder in there as well. There's a little coincidental roughing minors on the way as well for the fisticuffs after the fact.
I'm all for reviewing stuff, but like these reviews, they seem like they just take too long. The momentum and stuff in hockey, it needs to be a little quicker. To me, it's pretty easy. I think it's a 5-minute major.
We've had a lot of these this year where there's confusion over, hey, why was that a major? Why wasn't that a major? And head contact seems to be the big thing this season, but it has to be initial head contact. You can't hit a shoulder and then finish at the head. That typically has not been called a major penalty, even though the result has typically been the same this season. You see someone down on the floor clutching their headgear.
Well, for me, on this, where it could be quicker here, a defenseless player is the definition as well. North Dakota got called the 5-minute major on an interference for the defensive player. Here's a defensive player. It's really close to that head. If it's not, and make the call and let's move on here. I mean, it's a minute 16 left here. This has been a long hockey game.
To tidy a few things up, Weston Mashad's 15th goal of the season now puts him level with Kawaguchi and Pinto for the team lead. Ironically, Kawaguchi had taken that lead himself for about 90 seconds or so until they ruled off that goal earlier because of goaltender interference, we assume. Mashad, though, does get the eventual 4th goal in this hockey game, the 3rd for the home team, to make it 3-1 and likely give North Dakota all 3 points here tonight, especially as Western is going to be down a man. Again, a win tonight for UND, coupled with the Duluth loss, would mean that North Dakota would clinch the Penrose. The Bulldogs, however, have now come back and scored against Colorado College, so it's 3-2 at the tail end of the second. Dylan Sandberg on the power play for the Bulldogs. So that goal has meant that Duluth would keep pace, but it would shrink North Dakota's magic number to 3 because of this result tonight. In any combination of UND points earned and Duluth points dropped, that equals up to 6 this weekend, will give North Dakota the Penrose here on senior weekend at the Ralph. Looks like the call has now been made, and they're just figuring out the details. Long hockey game tonight, Jake. 10 o'clock now here in the Central Time Zone. Game that started at 7:30, and we're still sorting things out.
Yeah, well, I've said enough. These reviews, I don't mind it, but they got it quick in this
there are
stuff
multiple
up.
penalties on the play. Number 24, North Dakota, and number 9, Western Michigan. Both receive a 2-minute minor for roughing. Number 7, Western Michigan, receives a 5-minute major and game misconduct for checking to the head.
So as we suspected, Joe Sullivan confirms it is a major penalty against Ronnie Adder. So with 1:16 left in the third, North Dakota will have a 5-on-4 advantage for the rest of this game. Andy Murray getting the explanation. Good to see Shane Pinto. We saw the shot of him a moment ago, up, smiling on the bench. No worse for wear after the initial hits. Shane, of course, who was on the receiving end of a 5-minute major the last time out, had to miss 57 minutes, basically, of that game 2 in St. Cloud.
Well, and he's got to play smart the whole way out here, because if he gets another one, it's an automatic one-game suspension mandated through the NCAA. When you get the third one, he's got 2 already. So they've talked about how he's got to play. He's got to play, smart. Anything questionable, he can't get involved in that because of that one game that he would automatically get.
Dawson DiPietro, by the way, the other Bronco in the box. He and JBD serving those offsetting minor penalties. 5-on-4 North Dakota with the Adder major.
Look at
Blacker off the ice to make it 5-on-5, but now a whistle here as the senior netminder is going to spin around at the red line and head back to the cage. Here's this is going to be ruled an icing, or is it? They're moving to center ice now.
I want to say the goaltender and the player left too early, so they blow the play dead. When the player coming on for the goaltender on the pole, they go too soon. That's what I think the whistle was for there.
There's been a couple of those tonight, Jake, where they're just things you just don't see very often.
Right, it's been a wonky game.
It's really able to just a little push play that time from center ice and nearly skied in on Blacker. Good job by the senior to get out.
Because it couldn't be an ice, because they're shorthanded.
That's right, that's a good point.
So it had to have been the goaltender goal. Some things that we really haven't been able or have ever really talked about in our broadcasts, Alex.
You learn something new. You stick around long enough, you start picking up on a few things.
Well, it's a big win here for North Dakota. I felt with the roster changes that they had, and then with the third period push that Western came.
Oh, now Pinto, nice stretch pass from Bast. Shane got the shot away with Samuelson draped all over him, former Team USA teammates at the World Juniors. The final 15 seconds left. No, I agree with you. A huge win tonight, given the fact that you're without Cole Smith, you're without Gavin Hain. Johnny Tyconic a little banged up out of the lineup tonight. They hit there as Pinto mixing it up in front of the UND bench. Passel getting in there as well. The referee's quick to break it up as the fireworks go off here in the REA. North Dakota's going to improve to 17-1 in this building this season. What a return to the net for Adam Shield. 26 saves in the victory tonight in the sophomore's first action in over a month. All 3 points staying here in Grand Forks. Your 3 stars of the night, Shield, Caulfield, Kierstead. Pretty good trio there this evening for the whole team.